Welcome back to another episode of Rawtalk.
How many dog years is
It's 7. So how old is that?
Oh, fuck.
She's like
That's
50,
8.
It's 56.
60. She's an old lady.
6 dog years, bro.
Old lady right there.
Damn.
It's the best dog in the world. Just hit 4 million on Instagram.
You did?
Yeah, let's go. It's been 1,000 years. So I'm posting them. I gotta start posting more. I think posting more. 2040, the world will collapse. The MIT computer has confirmed it. MIT predicts that we will see the end of our civilization in 2040. We must expect the first catastrophe already in 2020.
What are you trying to say about me, bro? I can fight. Hello!
Oh.
Can I ask you something? Why is it every time I come in here, it's so dark?
Because we have the lights coming through here. We got the natural light.
It's not natural at all. Over there, I couldn't even see where you were at.
Over there?
Yeah.
Yo, this is the Canon, and it's not even a Sony. I bet you the light looks amazing over there.
Why did
Shoot
you
it
just
over there.
defend my camera?
Look at that. No, this is good. No, I love Canon. Sony just sees more light.
Dude, have you been getting big?
But yeah,
Does anyone ever say that to you anymore? No. You just reached the max capacity of big. Nobody ever even says it to me.
Yeah, is that hard for you to like to not be able to like?
Emotional, bro. We were just
No,
fun.
not like hard like that. But I mean, like, what would you have to do to like level up to? We should probably talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah,
Also, wait. I like the idea of that, both of these because I can say like something to both sides. Like, don't forget to subscribe to both channels.
Yes.
Leave a
Yes.
comment below.
Yes.
Like, and now they have to watch both.
Oh my
Oh
god.
wait, no.
How about the world, huh? The world's going to shit.
Whoa,
yeah,
you just went
shut that on
right
a-
into it, huh? Oh, Jesus. This one is actually a silent, short movie. It's like 30 seconds. But it has no dialogue. I wanted you to see what you got out of it and what your perspective of it was.
Yeah, what are you showing me something?
Yeah, can I airdrop it to you?
Yeah.
Because I have the tiny one. And
Send me a dick pic or something. Like, I don't know what's going on right now. I'm not gonna lie, it was weird.
Could you hold my tiny phone in your
Whoa,
hand?
what are you doing?
Just my phone.
This is a fucking magic trick?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna airdrop it to you, but I have the mini and I just want to see what it looks like in your hand.
Why? What, you gonna shock me or some shit, bro? What are you doing?
Dude, you gotta stop hanging out with people that prank you. Are you that paranoid?
That's crazy. Okay, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna airdrop this to you.
Okay, I feel like you're gonna send me a dick pic, but...
Bro, I'm not sending you a dick pic.
What?
Well, oh no, look at it. This is not a dick pic, and
Okay,
I promise you I'd never do that. This is just an intro, and I'm getting everybody's like, what do they resonate from it? Okay?
Okay. Is there audio?
Yeah.
Oh shit. This is cool. I wasn't expecting that. This is literally what I was thinking of.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Not this exact quote,
Yeah.
but before that exact quote came up, I was thinking of something like that.
You know why you were one of my people that I wanted to show this to? Because my favorite podcast wasn't even on Impaulsive. It was on your podcast.
Oh, I appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna get so much heat. Look at him. Look at him. No, it's because it was really, really raw. We got to talk about everything that people
Really
feel
raw?
uncomfortable.
Raw talk.
That's what it's about, baby. Come on, you already know that. But I mean this, dude. Like that reminds me of like someone who is living a life of, you know, something that they think it is, right? But like having some sort of baggage or some sort of pain that is like holding them in a different place, and like they're torn between the two places.
I love that.
That's exactly what I saw. I was like, before that popped up, I was like, this is where he's going with this.
Yeah.
With the edit back onto the knees, where like it looked like Wonderland.
Yeah.
But where was he actually?
I have rules and regulations. I only show things to people that have homes.
I'm fucked.
That was really good.
You liked it? I'm really glad you liked
I
it.
love that kind of stuff.
I've had this is actually my favorite podcast. Too. Me and you always have a great time. By the way, somebody asked me today. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do a podcast. It's not Impaulsive," and they're like, "Oh, do you do a lot of other people's podcasts?" I was like, "0, bro. Like I do."
What do you mean? You did Mama's Basement. Remember all that? That happened.
Yeah, dude, I like to do podcasts with my friends, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's fun. I think it's fun to like have a different vibe, different feel than what we're used to.
Yeah.
Actually, I am doing Tana's podcast canceled next week, which will be.
I can't get a fucking reply from Tana to save her life.
Can you have a response?
100%. No, I'll force her to, bro. On the show, I'll bring it up on the show.
Well, she said it multiple times, like I'm down, like multiple times, and I'm texting her, and I'm like, when?
Oh, that girl doesn't. Her follow through is fucking tragic, bro. Like, dude. Well, you know, the one way you could really coax her out is with money or with meth or just doing the podcast very late at night. Like if you're doing if you tell her like, yo, we're doing the podcast at 2 a.m.
We're doing after dark one.
She'll be here easy.
Or what if like,
we'll
Brad's like, yo, like we could do something after Wink and then like, maybe she'll come,
No, she ain't fucking me like that.
Hannah's got pretty tight standards when it comes to like guys.
Oh, really tight?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, you guys all saw the roast of Bryce Hall, dude. Maybe you didn't see it.
I'll invite some buddies over.
That shit was crazy.
I heard a lot got cut out,
I
though.
can only imagine the shit they took out. Because like you could tell there was a lot of cuts and like the only person that I really like cracked up on was like Adam W. Like there was some of
Adam W. was hilarious.
And then there was other ones I was like, damn, that's shade. Like that was just like fuck.
It's also super sick how they invited me.
Yo, he didn't get invited.
That was the best part.
Yo, as someone who is really just a great person, that's what I was gonna ask. Do you have like a preference here or what? Is there like a shooting reason? Or?
I think since you're bigger, you'd probably be more comfortable that side.
On the corner? Yeah, okay.
Question before I forget.
Yeah.
Is there anything in your life that you feel like you're seeing in paradise which is actually not? It's weighing you down.
Okay, hold on. He said, by the way, real quick. Holy fuck, bro.
He was like,
Yo, you are a comedian. You are fucking funny.
Serious.
No, but I'm serious because I forgot to ask you because you blew me away about how much you loved it, and I forgot to ask you what do you feel, because we all know what it is. There might be a tiny thing. You don't have to say a big one. But what is one thing that you're like, fuck, I haven't worked on this yet because I'm still just chilling right now? Something that you feel is holding you back on things.
My ability to have true commitment with a woman.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Do you know what it stems from?
It's the fear of losing. Like a deep,
you feel?
fear.
Are you scared of building up something so beautiful and then when it's
ripped
away from you?
Yeah, like I'm afraid of allowing it.
That would be crazy if
Can
this
I
was a
ask you
podcast
something
topic instead of a vlog topic. Which
this might be really like crossing the line, but do you
Yeah.
think it's because of the conversation that we had before?
No, I've been this way for a while. I've been dealing with this for a minute. Nice.
Are you joking right now? All right, listen, we're going to have a really raw conversation on the podcast. Come check this out. It's my favorite time to actually be on a podcast.
Yo, this is amazing.
It is, welcome back to the number one podcast in the world.
Now anybody's saying. Now anybody's saying.
With my co-host here. I actually stole you guys from Logan now. It's at the RAWPaulsive.
I like this.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Honestly,
so
depending on the pay, this actually might be a real thing.
I mean, here's the you guys are stupid. Here's the crazy thing though. I know you guys have the bigger audiences, you and Fullsend podcast, but this is the best podcast in the world.
I always have a lot of fun on this podcast.
I love this.
I'm not trying to talk shit. Obviously, you guys are incredible.
No, I just every time I come on this, I end up with a bunch of stuff that I could clip and use for TikTok and like. I said this on the last time I was on. You have a way of getting people to get super comfortable and like open up on topics that are generally not their comfort zones. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like for whatever reason, I think me and you, I think probably closer in age, blah blah, so on and so forth. So we kind of get each other. So
yeah, you guys are. I mean, like I said, and I mean I've said this in the past on tons of other episodes where you guys weren't actually with me. The episodes we've done have always been my favorite. Like for sure, I'm just genuinely speaking because. I don't know if it is an age thing or not, or just a life experience through issues in life and trying to overcome them. But both you have obviously, I feel like you've done a lot more work on yourself personally, and in some areas, than Mike has. But like, still, both of you are like, I mean, if I'm relating this to like the 22-year-olds, the 23-year-olds, to the 25-year-olds that I hang out with as well, they don't do as much. I don't think as much like inward.
Yeah, bro, I tried to show you a deep thing, and you were like stunning on me like I was gonna show you a dick pic.
Yo, like, honey, it's so weird.
The funniest thing I've ever. I was like, yo, bro, I want to show you something meaningful to me. And he's like, dude, I want to see your dick, and I was like, not where I was going.
Because I thought it was a prank. No. That's what I've been around with a lot of pranks, man. Like pranking shit.
You've been conditioned.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, whoa. Because he goes at one point, he goes, yo, put this tiny phone in your hand. I want to see. And I was like, why the fuck are you? I thought he was gonna shock me with his phone. Like, no, they give you like a stick of gum and it shocks you.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna do that to me.
No.
Okay.
On that work thing though too, like I think like the only work, and you're 100% right. George is like, constantly focused on like how to become a better person, a better lover, a better Christian, a better podcast host, and works on all of the aspects of his personal life. I've really only done the things.
I know about you. I know. I'm going to tell you this before you continue.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to undermine you.
No, of course not.
Because you do the most, I think, on the side that I do the most on. The business,
side,
the career, the furthering that.
Yeah.
And like I said, you asked me this question right before we got in this. You were like, what's something that weighs you down in relationship to the kind of short form story that you wanted to show me? It is my own personal development in like allowing true like kind of like love in a sense in my life with in my intimate relationships. So with a woman.
Yeah, I agree where both of you guys are standing on, and a lot of people do want, and this is my opinion, I feel like you guys want to master your business, because once you master your business, the money could set you guys free from these anxiety, this way of living. You could probably settle down with the right girl once you get everything established. And I've just been really one to reflect more on other people's mistakes more than my own. And that sounds really terrible to think, but the reason I do that is because if I see somebody who's struggling or going through things, it scares me. I'm not the type of person to put my hand in the fire if I've seen somebody put their hand in the fire. And a lot of people are like, nah, I got to see it for myself. And I have so much empathy and sympathy that I could feel what you're feeling. So if I see a man who's very rich living in an empty home, I realize business wasn't the way to go about it. It's my self-relationship with my God, the people that I love. I need to master these before I even try to take it to the next level. More money, more problems. I want to get to a place where I have a lot of money, but I want to solve the problems that I have now before I welcome more into my life.
Yeah, of course. Of course. But where, like, how did you develop that? You're saying you just developed that just to, like...
Two things. One, I just kind of watched and listened to people around me.
Yeah.
And then second, I found, like, I was born in a Catholic home.
Yeah.
And then when I wanted to see where I wanted to go with my religion, I went to Christianity type of point of view. And I actually explained this to somebody today. They're like, I feel like all you do is try to get to heaven. And I go, actually, no. What I try to do is understand my God. That's all I try to do. Is I'm trying to understand the creator. I'm trying to understand why he did it. What's the purpose of it? And I feel like people look at a relationship or a religion.
What's the purpose of understanding it? Do you think it's helping in understanding yourself?
Of course. So let me give you an example. It's like going on a date with somebody and only thinking about the marriage right away. I want to think about the marriage. That's what people kind of do when it comes to religion. They go, how do I get to heaven? And heaven to me is like a marriage, right? So why would I like? Yeah, it seems rushy. I want to get to know. If this is a God that I'm going to worship, I want to understand him. I'm not just trying to get on my knees and worship something. I actually went into it trying to debunk it and like try to say like, yo, fuck this. Why is this person the creator of my decisions? And through this process, I was like, oh, I understand this point of view.
Yeah.
And not to put religion on anybody, but like I actually have texts with Mike. This year was the most successful year of my life. And then I was the most depressed I've ever been. And so I kind of reflected and I was like, okay, what did I do differently this year that I did not last year? And it's like I had so much business, I didn't have time for my spirituality. And then last month, I put time into meditating, reading the Bible, texting my friends, making sure they're okay, really trying to dig into my soul.
Yeah.
And I've been crying like 7 times a day because I'm so happy.
What do you do like that? What do you do like looking in yourself? Do you do enough of that yet? Because I do.
I'll
I feel
look
all I
at
do
like
is
the
that
back
now.
of my head sometimes to see if there's like any hair left, and there's really not that much, to be honest. I got to go to Turkey soon and get hair implants.
Yes,
but I mean
that shit works.
I
didn't
know,
do it in
I'm
Turkey
excited.
though.
You know, sometimes they leave Turkey with a whole plane full of people with the shit on their, like with the swaths on their head. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole plane.
You've seen that like on the internet, like pictures of this?
Yeah,
so many
videos. Like
on
all the dudes leave Turkey and they all have their hair done because. Also, as I told you, I think we were talking about testosterone replacement last episode.
Yes, sir.
And now I've just been fucking sticking my fucking
How do you feel?
ass,
How do you
bro.
feel?
Like I want to fucking fuck everything.
Yeah, I
bro,
can
and
tell.
kill it.
You sound way
Better,
more like
yeah.
up.
Well,
I love it.
I've kept my dose low, bro, because the thing about me, dude, is like I don't like ever getting into a situation in life where I'm dependent on anything. I have obviously have a PTSD from having that type of stuff in the past, and so I've kept my dose extremely low. They're like, you're not gonna really see too much results from this, blah blah blah. So I'm doing like probably I would say 0.3 twice a week, so a total of 0.6.
0.6. You know what it's per mml?
Yeah, it's
200 normally.
Fuck, dude.
Like if it's pharmacy, it's probably 200 per ml.
Yeah, maybe.
Walgreens?
I suck, dude.
What's
I
that?
wish I had more
Like
info.
Walgreens pharmacy, like
Yeah, like you get testosterone prescribed to you. Pick it up at a pharmacy. Yeah.
I'll get
to
the
the
info.
doctor.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could, or they could. A lot of like people like that will script it out to places where you could pick it up.
why don't
Yeah.
you do it at the house then?
No, I do. Now we just David just shoots me in the ass.
You don't
So,
shoot
like,
yourself?
Nah.
Why not?
Because I haven't gotten really comfortable with it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, I got more comfortable with random men sticking things in my
Yeah, I
ass
was gonna
than doing
say.
it to myself. It's kind of weird, bro.
Yeah.
But what do I do to myself, right? How do I check it?
Yeah, like actually, like, you know, jokes aside, obviously the head thing, you know, we got to work on that separately.
No, but you're right, dude. Like I don't. My thing is like, and this is like a mortal problem with me, or like just a major problem with me, is like I just like to take that kind of shit and just like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work on that. You know what I'm saying? And then I put it in like a
Yeah.
little box and I just stick it under my bed. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, all right, when's the next wire coming in? When's the next wire? He's 100% right. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like me and Georgie, bro, we offset each other in a major way, bro. Like
We've gotten really strong
and
together.
our relationship has gotten really strong, and so we work with each other on a lot of this stuff. But I'm just a procrastinator when it comes to that kind of stuff, because a while back, like I made this decision, yo, this hotness, like this heat, this like multi-million views, millions on millions on millions of dollars a year, like that shit just doesn't last, bro.
No,
Like
it's
I'm
impossible.
gonna fuck this up while I have that window open.
Yeah.
That's been my stance on it. And to George's point, there should never be a time in your life where you neglect personal growth and neglect, you know, building yourself up as a person, as a believer, as a, you know, a person with family members that may get neglected as a
Right.
result. There's never a time to do that kind of shit.
You're talking about of the grind. When you're on the grind.
And devote yourself 100% to the grind. There's been this movement lately in our culture, especially since the birth of the internet, of this like, yo, be selfish, grind.
Yeah.
Well, you can't get that money. And it's encouraged so many people to like really, you know, neglect so many important parts of their life. Like, yo, like, dude, not seeing your mom, not seeing your grandmother who's aging, not seeing the people that fucking matter.
Can I ask you a quick question? If God forbid, I hope it never happens.
Can we
but
just skip this?
but
Can
if
we
it-
just no, George? Just can you find a different way to
I'm
say
just
it?
saying.
Anytime someone starts with "God forbid,"
No,
just
no,
don't
no,
say it.
because I have you
No,
right there.
please,
Because you're on
please,
the
you
road.
have-
Don't say
feeling.
God forbid though.
Just say
God
something.
forbid.
No, find a
Why
diff-
are you and the Island
Yo,
boys
wait.
so mad at
Yo,
when
what
people say
is going
God
on?
forbid? What is up with this?
Because it's like the next thing is like detrimental.
Yeah, and I don't even want to hear
Okay, if something would have happened
it to anyone.
to anybody,
Right? Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Cool.
do you feel that out of the past all of the years, would you trade that in for one more night with them?
Well, so my thing, dude, like I have the cheat code here. A major cheat code.
No,
No,
Where's
it's
this
not
going?
a joke. It's not a
Where's
joke.
this going?
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
I got a cheat code, bro.
For what?
For all of this.
Okay.
Because of where I was in life, my climb back, I have satisfied everyone that has ever loved me in my family, in my tight friend group forever. Just by simply surviving, bro. Like I'm dead serious.
No, I
like,
know.
bro,
Is
that
the
your cheat
odds-
code?
Yes, because
No,
bro.
I'm saying like now though. Now.
No, I understand that, but like, yo, I don't know if you like. Okay, so many people in life, they struggle with this idea. How am I going to make my parents proud? How am I going to make my
Yeah, of
parents
course.
proud? How am I going to
We're
make my
conditioned
family
to
proud?
want to do
Yeah.
that.
I have eternally checked that box off.
No,
like,
I get that.
Eternally,
I think
like
you
it's a wrap,
miscommunicated.
bro.
I know
No,
they're proud of you.
so I guess what I'm getting at is like, I don't even know what I'm
Well,
getting
here's
at.
the thing, though.
Here's
Here's the thing, though.
Hey, you know what he
Hold
looked
on,
like
let
in
me
GTA
tell you.
when you do the
Yeah.
cheat code and it doesn't work and then he goes back.
Yeah.
I put the
He's
cheat
like,
code-
Get
wait.
stuck in the ocean and
Let me
nothing
try it
happens.
again.
It freezes. You
No,
just get
I guess what I'm saying is like, I bought myself like a ton of time to focus on myself.
So let me challenge you,
Yeah.
right?
More
of
time than
course.
you thought you would have.
Yeah. So here's
Yeah.
the thing. But here's the thing. But now
got you.
you
I get
so
the cheat
but
code now.
since you already done it though, but like what's happening forward now?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen, dude. Like, also, don't let me come off as like this person who's so focused on their career that they neglect.
No, he's
I'm
not.
with my family. Was just in Napa with my mom for her birthday. I talk to my mother every single day of the year,
Yeah.
without fucking question. I'm on the phone with my mom. I talk to my family a lot too. That was more of a message that I was delivering to other people,
you.
to be completely honest with you, because that's one place where I do have a decent amount of balance is family, because I could never turn my back on those people, bro, because
course.
they supported me through the darkest periods of my life. But the things that I could relate to you on so much are like my faults are like in the relationships department, and that even means as far as like friends go too, bro. Like
I don't just mean like sexual intimate relationships. I mean friend intimate relationships, and like even
you
business.
had trouble making friends too?
I mean, it's almost like I feel like over the years, most of my friends were also becoming like they're somehow like a business acquaintance.
Content creators.
Now, do you think that's your fault?
Of course. I mean, I think, but it's also at the same time like you almost in those moments before you start to create a friendship, like you're like, oh, we can collab, but then you also that person can understand you where you're at a little bit more versus like another random person who maybe if I try to create a friendship like. The next thing you know, they're trying to be a content creator. Yeah. And it's like, now I'm creating something else. It's like, so it's like, was their friendship just genuine to me? Or, so I typically, I found myself like aligning with people, you know, such as yourselves where I'm like, okay, this makes sense to pursue a friendship, but no matter what, it's still like, still at times is like, we're making content. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with that either, by the way. Like the idea of, I think, you know, people, overanalyze or
I don't
misunderstand
think
it because bro, it makes sense to befriend people that you have an intimate thing in common with, you know, or something deeply in common with, like dude, like I shoot content, you shoot content, we all build similar businesses in a similar hemisphere, and when business is the majority of our lives, then someone else who's doing the same thing, of course that makes sense to spark up a friendship.
The same way that you wrote a book and the same way that you have this physique that you're proud of, and people come up to you and be like, yo, how does it start? How do you get there? It's you already had the thought process of it, but you just haven't made that step.
It's crazy. It's like, dude, our world is so weird, though. It's so weird. I mean, I'm not trying to get into some other conversation, but you're absolutely right. I mean, how did we create any of this stuff was just from that thought, of it being a thing. And then you start to find yourself moving closer. Like, let's say I'm in the gym or you're like, I want to write this book. Obviously, you have to have gone through everything to write this book. But you start to align yourself with people who are able to help you kind of further where you want to go, right? So I'm in the gym. Let's say I'm like, oh, I want to own a gym. You start to meet people in the gym or other people who are interested in that actual thing. So it's like you're saying, to your point, you can't just be like, I can't just be like, oh, I have content creator friends and then I have real friends. Like you kind of just, everyone you start to get to know, it blends because you're doing things that are like, oh, I want to learn how to do this. You get to know someone, you do good business or whatever, not good business, but you're still like, I don't know. You can't emphasize, I need to have all my emphasis here on business relationships and all my emphasis here on friendship relationships. It's just not realistic.
Yeah.
So,
but I feel like and I don't know, but I'm assuming that the reason that you're having this disconnect is I feel like because of business, there's a transaction. And I feel like if you're not getting this, like in your mind, the same transaction that you're putting into a relationship, you kind of are like, well, what the fuck are we doing here? You get what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Because there's a cause and effect. And in a relationship, sometimes people this is what I hate to do. People get in their own heads instead of like talking it out with the person or trying to build a relationship. They talk to themselves about it. They think of themselves about it, and then they just get mad about a situation.
And this is what I did. Like this came from my ex relationship where she was convincing me, like it wasn't malicious. It was just like in her observation. They're like, oh, I didn't have any real friends. And I was like, and I was thinking about this. I was like, wait, like they're not like just friends, but they're still my friends. You know, and this was years ago now. But it conditioned me to be like, wow, do I not have real friends? Because all my friends are just in the same like ecosystem that I'm in, and like, and then I start questioning like, would they be my friends if there wasn't a benefit? Like, and it just got me in this weird place where I was like, it's like, is all we're doing is just trying to like get money and like. And then I'm like, okay, if that's the case, fuck it. Let me just run the rat race and run as fast as I can and do as best as I can.
So you guys are both leaders, right? And by the way, I don't mean to turn my back on you because I'm talking here. I hope you understand what the fuck I feel like on Impaulsive. But anyways.
I'm not on the same couch.
So my thing is here. You guys are both leaders, right? You've led your business. You've led your emotional life. You've led your progress when it comes to your financials. You've led every single decision that came into your mind that you wanted to conquer. You started it. You led it. You hired employees. You had people come and fulfill your desires for your destinies. What I'm saying is you guys are waiting for somebody else to step in when it comes to friendship, and God didn't design you that way. So you have to start the friendship. You have to master that friendship. The same way you've mastered everything in your life. If you were coming into work today and you're like, all right, guys, we're going to shoot a podcast. What are we going to do? This podcast wouldn't be done.
That's true, yeah.
Because you're taking it by the reins. So I'm saying is go out and talk to the people that you work with. And after you guys done working, just be like, hey, you want to go get a burger? I want to know what's going on with you on a personal level.
But he does. Bradley does.
I do, yeah, to a degree.
He does.
To a degree, but sometimes you might feel like, why is he
It's just
asking me?
work, bro. It's just work. Everything.
Go to fucking Ralph's
No,
and
no,
ask
no,
the
no.
grocery guy. Like, what the fuck you want from me?
No, that's what I'm saying. But it's like everything comes down to work, and everything. Just I'm sure there's something in the Bible about this. So like,
yo, that was funny. That's funny.
No,
though.
just about what I'm about
Sabbath.
to say. I haven't said it yet. What I was gonna say is like, plants grow where you water them. What is there a verse about this? I'm sure.
Plants
Dog, this is
Like
great.
you
It's
should
great.
be able to like quote like Corinthians.
Yeah, what
or
the hell?
something.
What number is it?
But like,
John
bro,
what?
like wherever
John
you
8, no,
pour
kidding.
your water, like where you put your work is where things are gonna bloom. And so like for us, bro, of course we're gonna make money. Of course the podcast can be successful. Of course your body's gonna look great. I do cheeseburger reviews. Of course I'm gonna be a fat fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm putting.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
it's
putting
true.
my water.
Hey, can
you
I
know what I'm
pause
saying?
real quick on this?
And I put a ton of time into DMs. So of course I'm gonna be getting fucking all. You know what I'm saying? Like he puts his work into the Bible so he can quote verses. It's shit is gonna grow where you fucking pour water and fertilizer.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it just depends where you're at in your life and at what you want to focus on at what time too.
we were eating a burger, just aside, just so people can have some comment.
Okay.
We're in Vegas and we're eating a burger, and dude, this kid came up to me and he's like, "Yo, dude, I can't wait to hear your stand up. I'm so excited." And literally stops talking to me. He goes, "Mike, you gotta try this burger." Then they started talking about burgers, and then this dude had literally 10 people around him that were just. Let me tell you something.
Him.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you ever want to see somebody interact with their fans, nobody will ever do it greater than Mike Majlak. Nobody will ever put the energy. This guy's FaceTiming their moms. He's giving them noogies, taking them out of situations. They talk about his book. He goes, "Fuck it, let's open up the chapter you're talking about." Like, he sits there with them. And I was like, Jesus Christ, bro. I told him, I go, "Mike, nobody deserves success more than you. Not because you had a wasted life as a drug addict, but because you love your fucking fans, bro."
They're gonna start yelling. I appreciate all that. They're gonna start yelling at me after the live shows. We just did our first live show. We'll talk about that. But, bro, afterwards, Logan is seasoned. The kid's a veteran.
Right.
He knows that if he goes into that fucking crowd, even for a second, it's a wrap, dude. Because how are you gonna go take a picture with one and not 1,000?
Of course,
right?
of course.
Or have a conversation. And my situation's different because they don't want to come up and say, "Yo, like your vlogs have always entertained me. You inspired me to do better."
I know
They
you're
want to
going
come
with
up to me and they want to say, "Yo, my sister died of a heroin overdose, and you made my life make fucking sense."
Yeah.
Do you know the majority of people that I talk to about my book are pouring tears out when they fucking come talk to me in public, bro.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how am I going to be like, "Oh, sorry, we got to go to the next city right now. I got to dip."
I've learned this too. You either put yourself in the situation and be in it fully, or you don't put yourself in it at all. Like if you can't, right? If you don't have the time, the bandwidth to do it, because like I can fully relate. Like over the years, it's always been about something way deeper than just like your biceps are big.
Right.
It was about the content that I was making and the relationship that people were getting from it. So it's like I knew that too. At one point, it was like if I was gonna go into it and be in it, I had to fully be in it. And then it's hard sometimes because like sometimes like I would say, like at the Arnold Expo, people talk to me.
I'm sure.
Situations where like it's always the last few and you're like, we're trying to leave, and it's like you say if you're gonna leave at like 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, you're really leaving at like 7.
Yeah.
Because like on the way out, there's still you still have to give it. Because like man, like I wouldn't have shit if it wasn't for those people supporting me for the year.
By the way, I just want everybody here to know that we're in the crowd, right? So this is after the live show. I'm in the back. I'm making people laugh. He's telling people, like, he's wiping their tears off their face. Logan is, like, on stage taking pictures with everybody. And I look, this guy comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, dude, could you sign this?" He goes, "Mike signed this." And I go, "All right." Do you know what Mike's fucking signature is? You know what his autograph is?
What
His
is it?
fucking Instagram handle.
I never knew what to write.
So he puts
when I
at-
just write because I don't know what to do. What do you
You
write?
just sign
Mike?
your name like you
I
sign a
have
contract.
no signature.
You don't sign contracts?
But when I do, it's a different signature every time, and I shit you not. Sometimes I
feel like that's illegal.
No, but sometimes
Like,
I
what?
sign. Sometimes,
Dude, wait a minute. You're fucking me up right now.
Bro,
That's illegal.
bro. I
All
sold.
the people that want to steal money from the
Bro,
Yeah, good to know.
I sold crack, bro. Like I don't.
Yeah,
don't
but
know how to
you don't
sign
do that
documents.
now.
That's
You
what
can
you go to
sign
prison
it.
Do you know what I've been doing? Do you know what I literally?
Wait, so you on legal contracts
Not
at
heroin.
Mike?
Do you want to know what I say? No, I do. That's what I was gonna say. I've signed at Hey Big Mike on so many contracts, bro.
Okay.
But the majority of the time, I'll just be like, "Yo, can you send me a digital sign one?" And I'll just and then it just appears, and I'm like, "Wow, I can sign stuff," you know?
Yeah. Speaking of digital, have you seen the shit that's going on with Elon Musk and the people of like did you see the thing that the Czech Republic guy?
I watch Bradley. My thing is I watch everything.
Okay.
Everything.
So I gotta pull this up because this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Do you want me to give context while you pull it up?
Yeah, give context. So this is it's some Czech Republic guy is sending the message. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so Elon Musk challenged Putin
to a fight.
Yes. One-on-one combat with the stakes being Ukraine.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this one-on-one brawl to the death wins Ukraine. Now, also, it should be known, and this is part of what he's going to read next.
Yeah.
Putin is trained in multiple verticals. Like he's a jujitsu, like all this shit.
This guy doesn't even drive his own car. What the fuck does he want to
Okay, yeah. So
go ahead.
Anyways, I just had to read this thing, which is really funny to me because these are like world leaders. Wild. And someone sends this to Elon Musk. It's the guy. It says
the president of the Chechnyan Republic.
Yes, says. Elon Musk, a word of advice, don't measure your strength against that of Putin. You're in two completely different leagues. But he goes on to say blah, 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 talking about like what Putin has done. But it's crazy how like the level of dick measuring is astronomical.
It's wild.
Right? So he goes, he starts calling him like Alona, like as a female version of his name. And then he's like, hold on. He goes, these are like basically three things you could come do like to be actually ready to fight Putin. Right? And he's like flexing. He goes, Russian Special Forces University. Here you will undergo firearm training with the World Championship Special Forces. Who beat Special Forces, U.S. Special Forces in 2015 like it was nothing. Like imagine being a leader of the free world and being like, fuck you. Like sending it this way. It's crazy.
I would have been like 2015.
Well, things are just changing, bro. Like things are getting weird. Are you going to read the other two?
The other two.
It's the first time we've ever been in a war where we have social media.
I mean, here's the deal.
Not the first, but it's definitely like it's one of the most impactful. It's like, dude, when this whole thing first started, and one of the first things that happened was Ukraine starts dropping fucking memes of Hitler holding Putin's shoulders and like gazing into his eyes. Ukraine Twitter account, dog, is memeing.
So this
shit.
is what I'm trying to understand crazy, though. Is like bro. is like who's on that handle? Like who is doing the driving force of all this shit? Because the thing that's so crazy to me is like,
just paid him.
Well, hold on, I got to finish this real quick though because I want to say what Elon replied to this. So all this stuff is said basically these three other points about like come train and do this, then you maybe be ready. And Elon replies in a tweet. He's like, "Thank you for the offer, but such excellent training would give me too much of advantage. If he is afraid to fight, I will agree to use my left hand, and I'm not even left-handed."
I think he loses that.
But regardless of win or lose, I'm just like, what the fuck is happening in the world, bro?
But hey, you know what?
What's going on?
You know what made me so happy? If Putin was like, all right, everybody stop.
And then he fight.
And he goes and beats the shit out of Eli. He goes, okay, now continue.
Like, I mean, like, what do you think would act like? Are they all just like in a group text, like, haha, this shit's funny?
No,
like, what's going on in the world?
Probably
bro?
Like the governments. Those governments probably have some sort of social media, position. Like the Ukraine government has like a government social media person that handles that shit. But it's just like the world is just out of control right now and how they
said something.
It's
you said something on the podcast
bro.
with Dana White.
We're making jokes about something that's going on now.
No, and people are fucking dying. And people are dying. It's fucking insane.
But then now Elon just took away from that. Because right now we're just sitting here and I go, wait a second, this is still going on. And we're talking about Elon Musk. That really fucked me up.
That's my point. So this is where I'm going with this. I don't get what the fuck is actually going on. You were talking to Dana White about like the whole headline thing. And people don't even read the shit. They just retweet it and retweet it because it's like this side or that side. I'm in a point in my life where it's like, I feel like I've gone through enough of my own shit. Obviously, dude, I'm not a soldier. I'm not fighting this war, but I'm like an observer of all this stuff and like how all this shit has gone over the last like fucking few years and how like we progressively almost just like, it seems like we time warped into like this weird ass space where like we literally, I feel like we live in a real life movie, like an actual movie and shit.
But it's worse. It's worse than that, man.
It's way worse than that.
If it was a movie, it would have a positive
ending,
or some
hopefully.
sort of redemption arc. And the issue right now is that at some point, 5, 6, 7 years ago, who knows? Like, I'm not going to blame any specific person, but we ended up in a place where we are devoid of compassion for the other side. Of compassion for other people. It is the core missing link
this is a fact.
that we are exhibiting as a human species right now. It has become cool to demean. It has become viral to make fun of, to call people pieces of shit, to troll, to say this side fucking sucks and we're the better side. And people have completely lost track of the importance of fucking unity on this planet, bro. And it's going to eat us alive. It's going to eat us alive. And honestly, like, I for the longest time, like, I've been trying to fucking talk about it. And you know, I am starting to feel the cancer set in, and the deepest cancer is not taking part in that. The deepest cancer is believing that we are so far past the solution. That's the final straw for the planet. That's when the planet is done.
So this is what I keep
when we
getting
all
towards.
Decide that we are beyond fixing that problem.
It's getting to a point where it's almost made certain people who would have influence or could have influence, like, everyone's silenced. Like, look, and you know how Trump got taken off the whole podcast thing, right? The Fullsend. I'm not saying everything that this person says or doesn't say is right or wrong. What I'm saying is, like, we're in a real murky area. If, like, just because, like, it doesn't align with something else, it's just gone. It's stricken, like, as this or as misinformation.
Here's what happened. Here's what happened there, to be completely clear, because we talked about this a ton on the Dana White episode. I'm not saying whether this is right or wrong. Freedom of speech should be protected. People should be able to, if you don't hear them there, you're going to hear them someone else. The voice is going to get out. We shouldn't be striking down information. But what I would advise people to do on podcasts like that, which we did a good job of on the Dana White episode, is to provide counterpoints. If someone goes on a show and gets an hour and a half uninterrupted time to just spit, without any kind of, like, yo, here's what the other side would say. That's not my point, but here's what the other side would say. What's your response to that?
Right.
That is when big tech, that is when censorship starts to take notice. And so we know that. We know there needs to be counterpoints. We know there needs to be someone in the room that says, okay, what you just said has been proven 100% inaccurate. Yeah. That person needs to be in the room. So it's like,
but that's still, like, what if nobody, like, in that room agrees that way? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't that? I think it just shouldn't get to a place where you take down anything that somebody says.
No, and I said that as well. Yeah. I don't agree with that, but I just think the way you protect yourself from that is by introducing counterpoints. That's it.
You're taking it on as a business aspect. But what I'm saying is, like, as cheesy as it sounds, both my parents came from a country that if they talked about what they wanted to talk about, they were dead. Not like, hey, let's discuss about this.
Yeah.
They're dead. How do you think that started?
Yeah, like
that started by removing inch by inch.
I feel like we're going closer to a place like this. That's what's frightening me.
Well, they're not going to kill you.
Not like tomorrow.
You down financially.
No. Right. But what I'm saying is, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't believe that. I don't know that freedom of speech was stripped inch by inch. I believe freedom of speech is a American concept, which is what makes this country so great, and which is what pulled people from other countries to experience.
Of course.
And so I don't think freedom of speech was stripped from the country that your parents are from. I think that was the way they always lived, and they left that country to come here to experience that fucking luxury.
And imagine them when they drop their suitcase. They're like, hey, what the fuck, man? I just took this bus here. What do you mean I can't say nothing?
That's what I'm saying. But this is where I'm getting
canceled. What that mean?
I'm trying to understand. Okay, if we know that this is the case, right?
Yeah.
What's the fucking solution? Because it's like when we start to talk.
I'm telling you, it's counterpoints. I'm telling you, it's saying, okay.
Not just this, not just this specific thing in general, but like it seems like the direction of all of this shit. And like you were talking earlier about like the people it's more about hating and disagreeing and avoiding like the other side's perspective. How do you think we can create or start to cultivate like people to be able to, I don't know, critically think? Communication.
And so if you provide one-sided arguments via Fox News, via CNN,
yeah,
and let's say both, right? Of course, via platforms that only exhibit one side,
Yeah.
you are going to continue to inflame bases on both sides without reaching any kind of mediated standpoint.
Do you think?
No, because it could be a loophole. For example, if Fox wanted to go, I don't know, the left or right bullshit. But by the way, that is where we lost, is when we divided our own country. But
well, it's always been that way. That's what I'm saying. I think that
issue
it's just starting to not
work. If that is the
work.
case where they're like, oh, we won't take down, if that's the case, they'll be smart about it. They'll hire a stupid person to debate against. So at the end of the day, like, you could still level out the playing field by that way. So what I'm saying is you can't have any type of rules or regulations when it comes to freedom of speech. If I wanted to sit out there with a blowhorn and be like, yo, this is what I think, you can't take that person to jail. So why are we letting tech that we put our hard-earned money into take down things that we okay, bro, soldiers have died for this.
100%.
People's lost loved ones for this. People have escaped their countries for this, and we're all like this. Ready? Easy. No. That's it. That's all it took for you guys. No, we don't want that.
Yeah, and
then
also, and then listen to this though. It's something else, right?
Right.
But just pay attention to this.
Now, for example, the whole Trump situation, right? Now, if I went on to say, I like this thing that Trump said, mind you, pause what I said. I like this thing. Now, I don't like some of the things that he's viewed points on, but this one particular thing he said, I agree with. They will burn me down with a fucking stick. And this is an issue.
Right.
Because now you're saying if you agree with anything that side says or anything that side gets, we're killing
I
them.
disagree with that statement.
Bro, I really like what Trump said about this.
I disagree with that. I think you can easily take the good with the bad without being with 100%.
You can.
No, I think you can too. I think you can go online and say the economy was better under Trump. I think you can go online and
tweet
say
it right now.
Well, I don't want to tweet that because I don't tweet political shit. But what I'm saying is, I think there are places where you can make statements that people can agree with. The issue, so this censorship really reached its turning point and its height after January 6th. January 6th, insurrection, riot at the Capitol is what really brought this shit on, right? And it was starting. Don't get me wrong. But I'm speaking for tech. I'm speaking for the people that put the information out, not myself. It is their belief that because of Trump's access to a massive platform, Twitter, he was able to ignite a base of people who then stormed the Capitol building with Confederate flags, with fucking pipe bombs, God knows what, right?
Right.
I don't care who's watching this program right now. If you're on the right or left, Trump supporter, Biden supporter, whatever. Storming our Capitol building is not acceptable.
Not at all.
Not fucking acceptable. And by the way, Trump did, after the fact, I don't think Trump even said, Trump didn't even say that was acceptable. I don't think he said after the fact, like, holy shit, that was good that happened. But what I'm saying is, I believe that tech started to take this direction when they said, yo, we are starting to see real life consequences as a result of these platforms allowing certain things to be said. The election was rigged. Trump didn't win. I won the election. It wasn't Biden, which based on the information that came out was proven historically completely inaccurate. Okay. And so like that wasn't true. So they started to say, okay, we need to figure something out to squash what is becoming a real life violent issue in America. Now, here's the issue with that. There was outrage on the left over things that happened earlier in the year, which were justified issues that led to violent outcomes, which weren't squashed with similar fashion. And so I think the answer is that when it gets to a point where it starts to bleed into real life situations that cause property damage to human life, so on and so forth, there may be a place for censorship, but it needs to be equal on both sides. Which means if someone on the left starts to say, yo, go fucking burn the buildings down, that motherfucker needs to be deplatformed as fast as Trump was.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like this is the discussion. It's not just as simply put as tech should have no ability to censor.
Of course.
Bro, that is the new way to activate whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
It would be reckless if there was no
Bro,
control.
come on.
I know that.
It's
Come
easy
on.
to
I know
brainwash
that.
people into doing what you want them to do. Is that what you?
Not
okay.
even, but what I'm saying is like, dude, for example, if we said no freedom of speech is an endless and eternal right in this country.
Yeah.
And the new leader of ISIL or ISIS comes over here and they say, this is fantastic. I will now set up shop in New York City and start tweeting out to my millions of followers here in the United States, join me in New York City and we will put together a new plot to overtake America. And big tech couldn't do anything about it because their hands were tied by free speech. So they just let all of these militants come in. Maybe this is a good thing, by the way, because then the agents would know. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Where do you draw the line?
I see. That's where you draw the line. Is when
That's where I'm at.
It starts propaganda. When it starts getting to like danger. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
That's when you take it down. But like, I don't think the Fullsend podcast.
No, of course not. And that's
No.
what I said. I said we're so far past Trump trying to ignite a base now to come do anything where it's like, okay, now we're just talking about stuff like we talked about World War II. Mm-hmm. Let him talk about what he thinks happened. Let the guy have a fucking field day. Who gives a shit? Yeah. Why did that have to get taken down? So that's where I'm at.
I must say, I have to say this on this podcast. I absolutely love YouTube. And the only reason I'm saying that strictly and from my heart is because that's where my work goes. So YouTube, please, if you're watching this, just know I'm whatever you want to. If you want to take down anything you want to take down on mine, please just don't fuck me with the algorithm, okay? It took me so long to get there. I'm starting to do well, okay? If you're mad at me, just email me. I'll pipe down, okay? I'm not even that tough of a puppy. Unless it's about Jesus, then I'm like, all right, you can't stop me from doing that. But if it's the politics, fuck politics. Okay, I'm not the president. I'll be over here and I'll be quiet. Watch, one day I like run for president. They clip that. They go, fuck this guy. He's easy to brainwash. He said it himself.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, it's like, but is that part of the reason why we end up in these situations? Because like
money.
Yeah, and self-preservation.
No, dude, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Before it was even money and it was just bread.
Yeah. All of it, dude. All of this corporate owned. And by the way, like, you think I want to be having these? Do you know how much shit I get for fucking having to talk about these stuff on podcasts?
Yeah.
I'm not even a fucking Democrat.
Yeah.
Do you know how much shit I get fucking murdered for this shit
Republican.
online?
I am fucking get him.
I have a set of beliefs and probably I do not vote along any kind of party lines.
Yeah,
I vote based on individual policy. I vote based on what I feel about the person,
Yeah.
blah, blah, so on and so forth. I have not felt comfortable with a candidate. I said this on the Dana White podcast as well. It's shocking to me that we can't produce a fucking an award-winning fucking president.
It's like a vending machine at a hotel that you don't like, and these are the only options you got.
Like, it's mind-blowing, bro. And trust me, dude, think about it for a second, bro. I'm a fucking earner. I believe in the right of people to defend themselves.
Right,
Definitely believe in free speech. I believe in a lot of the right-leaning policies, bro. And I also believe that the left is out of control.
Yeah,
and so, especially the far left. And so, I'm not saying this shit because I want to fucking say this shit. I'm saying at some point it does begin to become problematic at the levels of fiery rhetoric we have on both sides. We need to fucking fix that.
But it's also so
truth
sad
is
that you
back
can't
to
even
the
express
center.
what
Well, here's
you
the deal,
want.
though. The truth is, at some point, people need to fucking talk about it. That's why.
Yes.
Because we're so fucking afraid to talk about everything because you don't want someone to go, oh shit, wait, he's this or he's that. Like you said, oh, get him. That shouldn't be the reality. That's why we're here. And it's only getting further because algorithms over the years have favored if you align here, you get fed more of here. So you're literally I'm gonna call it fucking brainwashing because it's basically what it is. If you wake up every day and you look through the same stuff and you only get one perspective your entire life, and you think that's the only way that life is, and the algorithm now, because you're picking up your phone, you're not in control of that. Once you look at something, for how long, and then it's gonna keep sending you more of the same shit along the same lines. You're literally being fucking brainwashed. Yeah. So when you see the other side, you're like, whoa, that's fucking wrong. And this is the problem. Like, this is the deeper problem beyond censorship and like removing things is the algorithms themselves feeding us people like without people even realizing this is happening.
But is it the algorithm's fault? Because I'm going to play.
No, you're right. I know where you're going with this because I am choosing to pick or look.
Exactly.
Right?
So
Fair.
if you go on mine, you'll see Bible verses. You go on his, you'll see big titties.
Titties and
ass.
ass.
Yours, different protein shakes. Like
yes, that was good.
That
was a nice joke.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. You are a comedian, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So it's whatever you're putting your intentions and your eyes on. So it's not even really the algorithm's fault. The algorithm is just to get you to stay on the platform. Now, what you choose to watch on the platform is your fault.
That's fair. fair.
It's just
Very fair.
it's just
hear
back
that?
to
But we all are afraid. You could tell people are kind of afraid to be like, yo, what's going on though? Like, let's talk about this because like people are afraid.
Scared, but you know how we solve this? The fear of it. We all get as buff as Bradley, and then who's gonna fucking say anything?
beat
Yeah, I mean, they could just shoot you, you know?
Whoa, Bradley!
Just saying, like, you muscles, you
no,
know, you
but
can't
why are
stop
we
bowling.
even talking about like it's just gotten to a point like, bro, 20 fucking years ago, 10 years ago,
10 years ago.
maybe 10 years ago,
Yeah.
nobody gave a fuck about any. Bro, you go to a bar and you think you're gonna see people arguing about the president of the United States? People are like, yo, Eagles, Giants, dog, who you got?
Yeah.
Now people are beating the fuck out of each other like, fuck your candidate.
Yeah,
Who gives a fuck, bro, about this? I get fired up because I want it to get fixed, so that's why I get upset.
Yeah.
But I don't really give a fuck, bro.
Yeah,
if
I
I have
know.
to pay, I pay the highest
Yeah, me
tax
too.
rate in the entire
Me too.
country.
It's
There is
horrible.
no one paying more taxes than me. So yes, I would love to have a Republican fucking president, dude. That
Yeah.
would make me extremely happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't like, but I don't want to fucking fight with people. I don't want to fucking
Yeah.
fight over this shit or that shit. I just want to fucking fix it, bro. That's it. And
Yeah.
we're not getting any closer, bro. And honestly, it's sad. It's really sad. And the headlines and the algorithms and the fire on this side and the fire on that side. And nobody wants to sit down and be like, dude, like, you're my brother, dude. Like,
Yeah.
none of
They're
this shit is
sensitive.
getting any better, dude. And like, and by the way, do you want to know the biggest problem? The biggest problem is that people will not admit they're wrong and people will not get vulnerable and say, yo, this is what I'm trying to protect.
that's deep.
This is what I'm trying to protect. I have kids, bro. And because of the policies coming out of
He's
your
not.
side,
He's saying it
you
as a
guys are
person.
assholes.
He's not saying he has kids.
Let's
Now, hold on.
That's Lana's baby.
Yo,
He's
yo,
admitted
stop
it on
it.
the Raw podcast.
He was saying.
I don't want to talk about this shit. I don't even want to talk about politics anymore, bro.
No, it's okay.
No, we should probably switch.
No,
it
you were
up
going
better.
somewhere great.
No,
though.
it's like, bro,
I want you
like,
to go there.
There's people on the right that have grown up around handguns because they want to protect their family, right? There's people on the left who are in a same-sex marriage who want to be respected by people because they've suffered under the fucking scrutiny and misery of having to live against the fucking grain, and all they want to feel is accepted, bro. And there's people on the right who are spending so much money trying to live in a state that is overcharging them or whatever. Everyone has a pain point, bro. And no one on the opposing side is trying to understand each other's pain points. Yo, this is why this person feels like that. How can we start to come back to center to relieve that, bro?
Yeah, that's
and
where
make
I'm
the
at.
other side feel better and start to create some sort of symbiotic benefit to the other side.
Yeah.
And give up a little ground. We'll give up a little here. You give up a little here. Let's meet in the middle and win fucking together, bro.
Yeah. That's what I just tweeted. I just tweeted this shit. I said it's not about avoiding the pain. It's about feeling the pain and learning the lessons so that you can step forward a more powerful version of yourself. And the thing that I think about this is that people, they're just so unwilling to be vulnerable with like their decisions, so that when someone comes and they challenge their decision or like an idea, it's like for blood. They can't be like, okay, it's from a completely different perspective for a completely different reason why you'd be like, I want a Republican president versus this versus that. Like you said, someone who's dealt with this sort of lifestyle growing up, so they want to continue it. Or, you know, the person who's grew up that way and they're super fucking challenged. The thing that's fucked is like, we're never at no turn are we being taught to look inward and be like, where am I at? What's really making me happy? Like, we're not taught to look into our hearts. We're taught to look at everything external. We're forced that, like, on social media with the same algorithms we're talking about. And that's the greatest problem. And that's the bane of our fucking society, is going to be the thing where we're just not willing to look into ourselves, to be like, think about this. Anytime you had a relationship with a friendship or a girl, whatever, and when it was going to break, like truly break, like when the point when it's like really fucking done, it's because there's like an unwillingness to like check something inside yourself. Like, I can think of a relationship right now that if I don't make this change, like look into myself and make this change, and I know I can't make that relationship work. Yeah. But my pain in going through and like making that change in myself is so great that I'm like, do I want to feel that?
But there has to be love there.
Of course.
That's what I'm
Of
saying.
course.
That's the
So
the
where
missing
have
variable.
Yeah, that's a good point.
we've lost the? That's what I'm saying. That we've lost this
Where's the
loving.
love?
Because when you
love?
said earlier, you go, if I say I'm this way or that way, and you know that people are attacking you, it's like you're in this defensive mode.
That's
We're
where
constantly taught to be
everyone
defensive.
is. And honestly, it's like it's love, but also like one step above that, maybe a little bit easier, not easier, but a little bit more important to access first is empathy, bro.
Yes,
and
trying to
that is
understand.
such an absent trait in people because it's only learned through activities that teach empathy. And that's true fucking trauma or observation or scripture or whatever it is that brings you that empathy, and that empathy is missing dramatically, bro, from people in this country right now, where you can look at someone on the other side who has viewpoints that are different than you and say, yo, that's my fucking brother, dude. That's my brother. He thinks differently than me, but I love him regardless. And I want to fucking meet halfway and say, yo, I understand why you feel that way. This is how I feel. How can we make this work? You know, honestly, it's just, it's frustrating, and I get fucking fired up, dude, about this topic because it's I feel like we're off the rails, bro, as a country.
Exactly.
And this is our country, bro. And it's everything that we've ever known. It's everything that we ever were taught was fucking red, white, and blue, stars and stripes. Like, this is what we fucking stand for. United. United we stand, divided we fucking fall, bro.
Yeah,
Do you know why this is all happening? And I said this in the very first podcast that I was in on Impaulsive. I said, nobody has respect for America. They talk so ill about their own country.
Like out of itself.
Everybody will talk ill about their country. This is what blah, blah, blah. This is that. And nobody wants to roll up their sleeves and get to work and make a healthy adjustment. And once you stop showing love for the soil that you stand on, you should be an embarrassment.
100%.
This is what I have a problem dealing with. There's people that are leaving this country right now to go fight that war that they don't even have residency anymore, but they love that fucking country. And I see a bunch of, and forgive my language, a bunch of fucking pussies talking as if they have the biggest mouth, the biggest weapons. But when shit hits the fan, those motherfuckers are going to be gone. So when the next time you hear somebody talk about your country, anybody's watching, fucking check their ass. This is our fucking country.
Yeah.
This is our soil. People died. Family members are gone for it. And you're going to talk ill about it? If I had a fucking family member that was a part of the army in any way, shape, or form, and I caught anybody talking ill about it, we're squaring up on the spot.
I'm not trying to make this about conspiracy theories, but it feels like this is what they want, though. They want the conflict of like ourselves with our country.
There's a lot of people
that's what
that
it
just
fucking
want
feels
I
like,
like playing the game of it.
Yeah, go for it.
I like playing the game of it, and like I'm here for that conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it's
a conspiracy theorist type.
My
shit,
thoughts
right?
on the conspiracy. And by the way, like, apologies to everybody watching this. Like, I do get really fired up about this shit, and I know. Like, this is not what people want to tune in to watch. Maybe they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
bro.
like, I just wish. And the other problem with it too is like we have these conversations and everybody and like you walk out of the room after and everybody goes, well, now what? And they look at us like, yo, we just had this like long conversation about all this stuff. And my answer is like, I'm sorry, I don't have an answer, bro. I really don't. I just don't want to get, my final note on it is I just don't want to get to a place where we really start to believe that it is a utopian concept that we can all get along. And that's never going to happen. And that it's some sort of far-fetched fucking pipe dream. Because I really do believe that when we start to think like that, dude, it's a wrap,
that's
bro.
like everything in life is the minute you fully start to accept, like, this is your reality. This is what your life's going to be like.
Defeat.
Defeat. That's what you get.
But that's when we say that, it's not accepting the fact that we are two instead of one. It's not accepting that. It's accepting defeat.
Right.
When we accept that we are two separate people in this country and that one side will not negotiate with the other or compromise or be friendly or meet in the middle or try to draw the far sides back in so that we can have a conversation, we've just accepted defeat. That's all we've done.
And I guess I've gotten to a point in my life where like I'm observing this from the outside, obviously, also within. But I'm trying to realize like the more powerful part is just like the same thing we're talking about here if we're talking politically, right? It's the only way for us to really, since I can't go and be like, hey guys, let's make this happen. I can't do that. I don't have that ability. I could speak about it like, hey, let's come together. Let's make this actually work. Let's really try and not be greedy here, greedy there, whatever. But the truth is, I realize I can only say so much. Then my next step goes, okay, what can I actually do? Action. And my own action is I could do it within myself, in my own life, with my own community, with the people that I'm actually with, and encourage the same sort of behavior. And that's like where I'm getting. I'm just trying to understand. I want your guys' perspective on is like, what can we actually do?
My answer is to that.
Communication.
Is communication and putting empathetic individuals into the same room to have conversations with each other. People that are not going to listen. Both sides are fucking guilty of this. No one wants to sit down and have a conversation with someone who calls the other person names. No one wants to be called names. They don't. Yeah. If I come in here and I fucking say, we start having a conversation, you bring up a topic I disagree with and I go to name calling, the political arena right now is disgusting. It is childish and disgusting and an embarrassment to what he brought up earlier, which is that people died to put that fucking arena in place. Yeah. Embarrassment. Sitting there calling each other fucking names on the stage.
I feel like it's become like YouTube.
100%.
Like
but that's what I'm saying.
Like YouTube.
No.
Like content. Like just for views and clicks.
People have gotten to a point where they are accepting the fact that our leaders act like our entertainers.
Yeah,
and now have even started to platform that and say, okay, wow, he's one of us. I want the leader of this country to be fucking elevated, bro. I want him to be well-spoken. I want him to be empathetic of the other side. I want him to be able to speak to world leaders, show respect for their culture and the traditions of their country, to lead us into a better place on the global scale. I don't want them to lead through either what we have right now, which is not good, or through an iron fist, which is what we had on the last one. I want them to fucking lead through what we have had at certain times in the past. Yeah. And so I think that we've just gotten to a point where we've said, okay, we're going to accept this circus of a fucking arena now. Like there's a reason... Bro, there's a reason why the presidents have been scholars in the past. There's a reason why they've studied at Cambridge, at Harvard. Because they have fucking intelligence quotients that live up to the necessary IQ of a leader of a fucking world superpower.
No, I get it, man. It's just so interesting.
What the fuck?
The thing that's so interesting to me, though, beyond just this, because we're talking still, and we're going to get away from this now.
Thank God.
We're going to get away from this like political, because this is still an individual thing is where it comes down. Because remember earlier I asked you guys, like, I've known you've done almost more work in this aspect of your life in the sense of spirituality and that development of your life. I know that he's done more work on the other side, of the brain, the work, right? Yeah. Work. It's interesting how like we're sitting here, and I agree with you fully. I want to demand like something that can be in the middle, but notice how sometimes we can't even meet in the middle with ourselves. That's why we're here.
I was about to say, I agree with you, and a lot of people, they look at me and they're like, oh, that guy's so Bible driven, which I am. This is the reason why I spend 2 hours a night reading it. But what I'm saying is, even if I see and I have all of my core beliefs, I'm like, this is where I want to live my life is through the Bible. The disconnect and the way we fall is when I stop listening to somebody that doesn't do that from the Bible. And so if you stop looking at other people's perspectives, we lost.
Exactly.
Because we are a mixing pot. How are we all going to agree from a higher power to a lower power? If we can't respect our neighbors and their beliefs, we've lost. We've lost the vision of what this country is standing on. We've lost... Dude, if we're battling ourselves, why are we going to battle anybody else? Yeah. We are losing in our own home.
That's what I'm talking about. Ourselves. That's what I'm trying to make this about, because we can only control that. Yeah. Like we could wish and hope.
Our neighbors. That's it. Respect your neighbors.
At the most basic level. And yourself.
Yeah. But you know where this started, right? And I hate to start some shit. When our leaders really started talking shit to each other, like you were saying... It made it okay for us to talk shit to each other.
I agree. I completely agree. That's why I was bringing that point up earlier. The leader of the country, it's a trickle down effect that then says, yo, this type of activity is okay. And I want to fucking reiterate for the 10th time today.
We almost had
this
that.
is on both sides.
Yeah.
This is not a fucking. This shit started before Trump.
I just want you
and last thing, back to your conspiracy thing too. And
I just want you to know I'm trying to get away from this
Go ahead,
conversation.
Yeah. He's just
No,
like, no, we're fucking digging in this shit.
not that it's all good. I know it hypes you up. It hypes me up too.
It's frustrating.
I'm trying to deliver some sort of like actual message for the people beyond. Obviously, everyone could sit here and be like, yo, this shit. People watching this are like, yeah, they're probably gonna be like, I fucking understand and relate to that feeling. Yeah. A lot of people watching this are gonna be like, yeah, I'm fucking sick of this shit.
But to be honest, we are walking down the right path. Dude, think about it. Impaulsive already talked about this. Fullsend talked about it. Rawtalk just talked about this. Now, you know what we're doing? We're striking a conversation, and that's where it starts.
Yeah.
And I'm taking out, and like I said, bro, I take bullet. Somebody said it in the comments. They're like, dude, we appreciate Mike's desire to take bullets on this shit, because I really will, dude, because I'm not gonna pander to either side, dude. Yeah. Because before, actually, and this is, I'm not saying anything else political after this, but this is one square off, because this is to your conspiracy thing.
Okay.
In reality, it started before leadership's desire to fight with each other. This is all, and this is one thing that Trump was 100% right on, and I agree 100% on. This all comes down to the mainstream news, to the networks, bro. They are owned 100% by corporations, by ad money. Before anyone was pushing right-wing, left-wing politics to a point where it was fiery rhetoric, before any leader was doing that, CNN and Fox News were doing it first. Yeah. They were the motherfuckers that really started this shit.
You know what's crazy?
And then the leaders started to play into it to get support from from each individual station. Like, yo, I could own Fox News audience if I say this. I could own CNN News audience if I say this. Yeah. And so the motherfuckers we should be mad at is the networks and the people that curated this experience.
It's crazy because it's like time warped because of social media. Because what was happening, when people don't understand this, they're not going to understand. I mean, they will understand this once it's said, but you wouldn't understand this from just watching news. Social media was changing the entire world, like very drastically, like on the low, but for everyone to see, right? It was still there. All these companies, these massive companies, the amount of viewerships that they were losing in comparison to like where they were being sought after, like on social media, like outlets and all that shit, they're losing so many people. So it felt almost like the time of like Trump, when Trump started, the whole thing was like, it was almost like their grab into the social media space, like to get ownership of like that audience that they were losing in the like truckloads. They were losing viewership for years. Like not even so true. Not even right now. I'm talking about like prior to this.
It was their clickbait.
Yes.
It was their clickbait.
So it was like Trump became, I saw this and I was like, holy shit, whether you believe this or believe that or that, they were using like the tweets, all the stuff because he tweet crazy shit. He tweet shit that is right at times, whatever, right? Whatever you want to look at it, right? And the companies would be like, oh, fuck, run that. So, and then they're pushing it to their social medias so they can gain actual audience base again that they had been losing forever.
You think he was an industry plant?
I have no idea. I don't think so. But I'm saying this thing trips me out is the fact that their numbers were drastically plummeting.
Done. Roasted.
Gone. And then now they're existing again and we're in like because of like this fucking space. And they're existing on this space. Before that, like you got to think
well, you remember there was newspapers,
right?
And then it went news on like CNN and stuff like that, and now it's social media. And the only way you could rebuttal and beat that is when we stay united. So when you put a hateful comment, just know you're tearing your country apart. And I'm not saying like if you don't like somebody's talent. I'm saying when you're writing something about your country that has to do about your country, if it's political or spiritual, you are the one that's sinking the ship. So if somebody says something you do not agree with, counteract that with a loving response. And if they're going to chirp at you like stupid people, then let them be stupid. But at least when somebody else reads your comment underneath it, they're going to be like, oh, this guy's obviously hard to deal with because look how sweet this response was.
And this is the kind of stuff that needs to be said. Yeah. And I'm glad you're saying it because I don't give a fuck. It's like, I'm just looking at this and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like, it makes sense. It's like their hold to get back onto like relevancy almost in a sense.
You say you don't give a fuck, but you give a fuck.
Well, I give a fuck about people.
Yes, but the people is the country.
Of course, of course.
So I think we need to stop. Like we train ourselves to be like, oh, we don't give a fuck because we're scared that if we say too much or we do too much, we're gonna get in trouble with it. But dude, you brought us on. We talked about it. You have love for your country, and I'm proud of you for that. You do give a fuck, and that's what made you really fucking special.
I appreciate it. And it's about people, man.
Yep.
Like I'm trying to understand, and like I keep going back, like fuck politically stuff, like this same concept of our own inability to be willing to like be vulnerable with ourselves and who we are and where we're at. Because to be vulnerable, if you're fully, genuinely vulnerable, that means you're able to go, this is how I feel, but there's another side to it. And you're able to see it. You're able to truly feel it, because when you're not vulnerable, you're closed off. So if I'm closed off, what I know in here inside is my way.
Yeah, that's pride.
When I'm open and I'm vulnerable, I have to allow the other side. We're conditioning ourselves to not be vulnerable, to not be able to be raw. Like we've been conditioned to be like, follow this line or follow that line. And this is the thing I just want to say. It's not about political shit right now. This is a battle within yourself. This is a battle within each and every one of us. And all the decisions we make throughout the days and in our relationships, like, are we truly being our genuine, vulnerable self?
Can I say one thing?
Are we truly being raw?
Can I just say
Go
one
ahead.
thing? It all starts with staying true to yourself, but you got to respect yourself. Let me give you an example. This was in 1950, I want to say 1940. I might be wrong. I might be wrong on my date. But Rosa Parks, right? If she didn't say, hey, no, I'm not going to stand up because I believe, this is my belief, I believe that I should be sitting here.
Right.
And that we should be equal. Now imagine if she believed in the cancel culture and she's like, fuck, I don't want to get canceled. And she gets back up. What the fuck would that have done for our country? She had to stand firm on what she believes.
Right.
Nobody wants to do that anymore.
Well, it's a balance because everybody thinks they're doing that right now too. So everybody thinks, do you know what I'm saying? It's a balance.
Okay.
So it's like, no, but you're right. Okay. No, forget this.
Don't.
I'm done. Listen,
You're good. You're good.
No, stop. Here's another thing.
Let's talk
Here's
about-
another thing too to cap this.
Yeah.
No.
I love you, bro. I just want you to know I love you.
Thank you. I love you too.
I love you,
I'm
man.
a cap this. Watch this.
Go get you. You got it. Come on, baby.
When you
Run that.
the biggest issue as far as it concerns the fire that exists in this arena,
Okay.
is addiction to television, social media. Because let me tell you a quick story, brother.
Go ahead.
When I walk through that door right now,
Yeah.
none of this shit fucking matters.
Yeah.
None of this shit. It does, and in certain instances, somewhere someone should have had better gun rights, and to certain sensitized groups of people that are under fire, it matters tremendously. But dude, there's a lot of fucking love out that door. Yeah. There's a lot of good people out that door. There's a lot of people doing kind things for each other. There's a lot of people waking up, going over to their neighbor's house and saying, yo, let's throw a party tonight, bro. Let's hang out, even though they're on opposing sides of the table. Mm-hmm. And so the most important thing is turning this shit the fuck off. Because if you are right, and it is a conspiracy, or it is some sort of way to divide, the most important thing you can do is go hug your motherfucking neighbor. Go mow your neighbor's lawn. Go shovel your neighbor's driveway when it snows out and they're old and they can't do it. Go show love in the real world. Because this shit is not the real world. What you're watching right now is us talking about the real world. Right. But this is not the real world. Twitter is not the real world. Yeah. The real world's out that door. And it's your family, it's your friends, and it's people that fucking are the same species as you. So go out there and enjoy it. Go have fun.
Yeah, and this is the thing I'm just trying to get people to realize. Genuinely, like what you're saying, that's why I love having this conversation. I knew that we would go this way. Because I've been wanting to talk about this whole idea, but not have it be driven down like some sort of left-right bullshit. Like I never wanted it about that. I knew it's like ultimately coming back down to, I knew that we would be able to have a constructive conversation about it. And that it is truly about ourselves. Like it has to start with us. We have to be that change.
At the end of the day, you got to brush your teeth.
100. No, you absolutely.
Yeah, you really do got to brush your teeth.
So
I'm not playing.
What about girls, bro?
Oh fuck, man, girls.
Bro, girls,
shit.
dude. Wow.
Great parlay.
Wow. It actually was a
all right,
horrible part. It was just me throwing it like this. And hoping to
God.
Yeah,
no, you nailed that.
Speaking of nailing that, is there anything that you got going on? Are you seeing somebody?
Oh shit!
Like
I could talk. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna talk about it.
Really?
I've
What's
never
her name?
talked.
Where does she live?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
What's her address?
None of that. What's her
Let's start with
social?
that.
Jesus Christ, George. Okay. I'm not gonna even give you that, buddy. No.
Where'd you guys meet?
Wait, hold on. Let him
She
say
exists.
this. That's what I was gonna ask first.
Yeah, the gym.
Let's go. Of
course.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Go ahead,
Are
go
you
ahead.
going to give us some alpha right now? Are you going to tell us something that we don't know?
No, I don't want to talk about it because I always kind of avoid talking about my
Because
relationships.
I have the turn off if you're ready. Are you going to say some shit right
No,
now?
go ahead.
Hold on. Do you have a relationship right now?
What?
Are you seeing somebody?
Yes,
Oh, that's dope. Are you happy?
I'm happy.
So when are you gonna stop hiding her?
Well, yeah, that's part of the.
When are you
thing.
going to create a YouTube relationship?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't want
How long
to.
have you guys been seeing each other?
Oh God, I don't really want to do
Okay,
that.
so
you know,
he
it's like-
said multiple
Why
times.
did you bring
no,
it up?
stop, because he
No,
just
hold
wanted
it
to
back.
say that. No, because
That's all I wanted to say. That's all I want to say.
No, because I have something. Okay,
What a
so
blue ball.
so you met her at the gym because this is
Yeah.
what I want. This is what I want to talk about. Forget your situation because I could see that you're squiggling with it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
Somebody doesn't want to clickbait their girlfriend for 2 years.
No,
wow, I get it, dude. I'm like a piece of
yeah,
shit.
yeah, dude. I'm not gonna clickbait her.
All right, listen. And by the way, I will never have that kind of relationship ever again. I think YouTubers go through that. I think it's like a thing.
I didn't get to go through that.
But you know
I
how
didn't
most
go through
do. It's
that.
like Dobrik, like Low. Everybody goes. Or
Kind of want to go through that still.
well, I mean, it's great for fun. It's great for your audience, bro. I mean, it blows you. It can really blow you up because
Yeah.
they love that energy. Anyways,
Go ahead. I love this so much.
my question to you is this. So I want to talk more about meeting girls at the gym because I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Okay.
Now
I'm an
I
expert.
go. Okay. Yes. So
100%.
I go to the gym. I know it doesn't look like it. I go to the gym every day. And I get my like little jaunt in. It's some pussy shit, dude. I'll throw some 45s on the chest. I'll do some chest. It's just what keeps me alive,
fine. Yeah, it
basically.
doesn't
right?
matter.
Keeps
Fuck
me
it.
surviving.
Keeps you alive.
And dude, I'll go to Equinox, and obviously Equinox is always very nicely
Put together.
inventoried.
Inventory.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Oh, got it. Inventory.
That is
right,
the
yes.
worst
There are-
fucking
They're not
description
equipment.
of
There's
women.
No,
a,
but with both men
Inventory?
and women.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like they have great bench press.
Yeah,
all
great
that stuff.
equipment.
They got a lot of
Yes.
good inventory.
Yes,
buddy.
so
Good quality
His
material.
peacemaker was going off. He's like,
Okay.
fuck.
Okay, so my stance has always been the right way to approach a girl at the gym is never, ever
Where
to
are you-
do it. Don't ever do it.
No.
Like, bro, listen to me.
no.
Okay, let me explain something to you really quick.
Wait, really? You
There
don't-
is, no, he might not agree, and I can't wait to
disagree.
hear this because
Oh, you
I need
disagree.
to hear this. Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is never a time, in my opinion, that a girl wants to be approached less than when she is covered in fucking sweat, no makeup on, in her zone, listening to fucking music to get a pump in, and you walk up to her with your torn shirt, the flexed out, pumped out of your mind, 0.4 in your fucking ass testosterone shot.
0.4.
And you're just like, yo, what's up? Like, you lift here often? Like,
Okay.
Can I counterpoint this? Because
Well, no, I got to hear him first.
Yeah.
Just because you don't even,
I-
you've never
I-
gone to a gym in your
Yeah, I'm a
life.
professional. So
kidding,
we'll get to you next. So here's the deal. It's all about the approach. It's genuinely all about the approach. And it's also like, okay, if she's like a gym girl, number one, like a girl who's like in the gym and you're like a gym dude, right? She's not going to be like, why would this guy, because if you see that person all the time,
Yeah.
she's not going to be like surprised. Why would you approach her?
Right.
You know, like if you see a girl and you're a gym guy and you're in there all the time, if you're probably just like you just come in sometime and maybe she might be like, who the fuck is this guy? Because she hasn't seen you. And this is what it comes down to. It comes down to light touches. So you need to see a girl multiple times and like get some sort of eye contact. And if it's dismissive every time, that's probably not the one to approach ever.
So it's a reading situation.
Yeah,
You're playing it out just like any other situation.
Exactly.
But you probably even have to elevate. Because like, for example, if I'm at a bar or a party and I get like even one cue that I'm good, like a smile,
That's
any kind
different,
of, then
yeah.
I'm going.
Okay.
So you're saying you build even longer.
100%.
Got it.
So it's because that's the thing too. You also got to like perspective. Let's say of the person is like they're seeing you in the gym multiple times. They're like, okay, this person's serious about training. Let's just like take that, like kind of look at that and be like, okay, if they're serious and you're meeting a girl in the gym, that's what I'm saying. In the same level.
Yeah, and you have something in common. Or
Exactly. But if you were like randomly just running into that gym and you're like, oh, that girl looked at me twice, I'm gonna go talk to her. You might run into some issues. But if you've been there like week after week, you see the same girl, you get some eye contact that isn't dismissive every single time. Third week, get her like on the way out, be like, or like get her in between like getting water. She's gonna get water, be like,
right.
simple. Or just like if she's working somewhere, be like, how many more sets do you have here? But this is the thing guys do, they fuck up. They're like, let me work in with you. Like,
wait, what?
Yes. I was talking to girls last night. I was filming a video.
No
She's
guys
doing-
actually do
she's
that.
doing-
Yes,
she's doing
bro.
like
That's what
those-
they said to me.
She's
They told
doing
me
that
this.
thing where she like lifts her legs to form her butt,
Right.
and you try to like jump in.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
like-
even fit on that machine.
Yeah, it's
Can
silly.
I tell you my approach?
Go ahead.
Same approach everywhere I go. Make them laugh, walk away.
Okay, not everyone's a fucking comedian, George.
No, but you don't have to be. Okay, listen. I'll
Jesus
say some
Christ,
I'll say
buddy.
some jokes that I've used and they've worked in the gym. I go to the bench and I'll stack 45s until you cannot stack 45s anymore. Like completely, like you have to be
So it's
bigger
like
than you
you're
type
doing
shit.
like a visual joke.
Oh yeah,
You're
then
doing
I'll
a
walk
prank.
up and I'll tap her. I'll go, excuse me, when you're done, could you spot me? And she'll just like be like,
Okay,
what
but
the
you're a
fuck?
creative,
No,
like
not only is he a
comedian.
comedian, but he's one of the only people that could ever make that funny.
Yeah,
like if
yes,
I did
yeah.
that, if I did
Yeah,
that,
can
they
you
would be
spot
like,
me?
Well, it's all how you
"Shut the
deliver
fuck
it.
up."
Yeah,
No, because
You can't be like, hey.
no, because
But that's the point.
spot me over here?
because he's an animated comedian. His comedy style is very authentic to him. My comedy style is like dark comedy. Like I would go up to a girl and be like, "Hey, I know like you seem really busy over here, but is there any chance that you'd want to fucking like?" I don't even know what to
I'll
say.
set your joke
I
up.
don't
Hey,
even-
let's get some protein shakes and blow our brains out
yeah,
in
like
the
that
parking
kind
lot.
of thing. Like just some like fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying?
it.
Like, but okay.
It's all about light touches.
The
We're bringing-
reason why I'm asking you this question
go ahead,
is
yeah.
there's actually a reason. So
I love that.
I was at
I love that statement. Please soundbite that. It was so good. I love
Yo,
that.
at No Context Mike on Twitter, you have to cut that and put it on Twitter. I'll
That
definitely
was
retweet
so
it. The
fucking
reason
funny.
I'm asking you this question is because I have a reason. So that's so
Just
stupid.
in case you didn't get it the first
This
two
is the
times
dude.
around.
This is the dude over here that's trying to fight for unity in this
I
country.
love
He's a
this kid.
dumbass, a moron. Okay, so I was
God.
at. Okay, so I got to Equinox in Glendale.
Okay.
And I was very late the other day. I got there around 11. So when I left at 12:30, it was right before the Best Butt Ever class started, which is a real show out.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. I gotta get
You know how
my
many
gather more.
subscriptions of Equinox just shot through
Wait.
the roof?
Well, no, because no, this
wait.
is why I'm saying this, because I hope Misconnections has to pick this up. You know Misconnections, where they find out about people who like star-crossed lovers who passed in the night, like, or what is it, like ships?
I don't. You're talking
What
about like that
the fuck
TikTok
are
shit.
you
Like,
talking
help
about?
me find her.
Yes.
Mike is severely going through Alzheimer's
Stop.
right now.
Yeah, I love this.
No, everyone's going to understand what I'm saying when I get this out.
Yes,
The
got
reason
it.
I'm saying this
There
is
is a
I have
point.
reason.
The reason he's saying this is because there's a reason he is saying
Listen
this.
to me.
And
So
listen.
there's this thing called
I fucking love you guys, dude.
there's this thing called
Listen.
Misconnections. Your audience knows what I'm talking
Of course,
about.
of
Okay,
course.
y'all might not.
This is amazing, though.
Okay, so Misconnections, where they like find out where you met past each other, and then they try to like find out who it was, right? And they
okay.
try to connect you guys.
Yeah.
So when I was leaving my, really like crappy cardio session, I just didn't do much. I was
After
on the
the
phone.
best butts ever class.
I didn't go to that.
Okay.
But I was leaving and I was on the phone with David, the German videographer, and I was talking about some fucking nonsense, bro. And this really, really cute blonde chick walked past, and she had a big tat, like a chest tat, like right here,
Okay.
bro. And she walked past, and when I walked past on the phone, and I just like gave her a glance, and she smiled and was like really cute. And then I was like, well, obviously I'm not gonna approach a girl at the gym because that's weird. I mean, I could try the stack 45s until I can't stack
Yeah.
anymore joke, but let's not do that.
not a good
tattoo,
idea.
I would have been like, dude, I have the same tattoo.
You want to see it?
Yeah. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God. What happens when
and
she
then
says
I would have
yes?
fucking committed and be like, oh, wait, no, I don't. I'm so sorry. What's your name? And then-
Bro, but you are a comedian. Okay?
Well, he is on crack. He can get away with it.
Oh, it's fair.
It's a fair point. So then she walked away, and I looked up. I was like, I wonder what class is at, because she was going to the class area. I was like, I wonder what class is at 12:30. Best Butt Ever is the class.
It's literally called that.
Yeah, Best Butt Ever. It's like a training class,
Okay.
and they go and probably do like squats, glute training, shit like that.
Got it.
And then I was in my car. I was like, well, that one's gone forever, and I just drove off into the sunset, dude.
Is this
And
the
there's-
reason why you were saying it?
So there
Yeah.
was no reason?
What do you mean? No, I'm hoping
The
she
reason
watches
is
this.
she's a gym girl and he's trying to know if he can approach
Yeah,
her.
I'm hoping
Hello?
she sees this.
Okay, by
no,
the
I'm
way,
hoping
I
she
had no
sees
idea
this
to mic
program.
there, and you looked
God, it all makes sense
psychotic
now.
right now.
You wanted it to be
I really
like.
got to spell
If you
things
had
out on this
headphones
show.
No,
on,
I
you would
can-
know.
No, I got it. I mean, so you think,
Because what if she watches Rawtalk, bro?
of course.
Oh, because she's a worker outer.
Bro, is this real life? Did I really have to spell this out to that fucking
I picked
level?
it up. I picked it up.
In the very beginning.
She got
Yes,
it.
yes.
We got
I'm
it.
talking about misconnections. I'm
Okay,
telling a
cool.
story.
Well, if it makes
like,
you feel better if she does watch it, she's not liking you now.
No, she is, bro. She is. You got
do you
this.
see what I deal with? Why?
Yo, why are you going hard on him?
Why
Well, we
did
gotta
you
go
say
hard
And
on
that?
each
George
other, bro.
says that Mike's mean and Logan
Yeah.
makes no
I
sense
didn't
right
even
now.
say anything.
On
Wait a
other podcasts where
second.
I'm allowed to talk, I can get to do shit.
Oh shit.
It's actually in my contract. They're like, you can't talk that much. I have
No.
to- dude, ask them.
No, there's no way that's true.
Yeah, it is.
Shut the fuck up.
It is. It's a weird. It's called a statute, so it's Exhibit A on his contract.
Yeah.
Which is like shut the fuck up every once in a
It's
while.
not.
It's actually like the mic will cut out if I go too far past my
It's
words.
called a.
Are you serious?
I'll be like, yo, so anyways,
No, are you
I was
really
talking
No,
about
the
G-
mic. That part's not true. It's
Okay.
called. We haven't, or at least it's not set up for that. But it's called a quiet clause. It's a part of the contract that we added in for the third co-host because we had other co-hosts who
got it, got
to
it.
talk a lot, and we explained to George from the very beginning. George, listen, we got a good thing over here on this side of the couch. We appreciate you coming in. If you're gonna talk, like bring up God, stuff like that, every once in a while, but we do need you to limit it to 150 words per podcast.
Not
And
even
so when we offered him his percentage, he was like, I'm not really feeling the quiet clause, and we were like, well, we're not really feeling you if you don't feel the quiet clause,
And that's why I missed a few episodes, like the one where they did the WWE.
This is real.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The reason in the Vegas one where I wasn't part of the WWE thing is because I over talked the last one and it leaned over to the next podcast, so I had to sit that one out.
And
Holy
there's-
shit.
So what it is?
Bro, we're fucking with you. There's no
Oh,
way that
are
you
you
believe.
serious? You really gonna pop it there? I had like 30
Wow.
more things right.
Bro, this
Wow.
guy's already signed.
It
sealed,
doesn't
and
matter.
delivered.
You could have fucking let him go. I was about to tell him about how
He
the
was considering
I was
it.
about to tell him about how the producer has to stand there and manually count every
No,
word he
that's
says.
when you said
question.
150 words, I was like,
One question. Hold on. If they would have gotten rid of me, can I be your new co-host?
of course, bro. Easy. Yeah. I mean, that's what this is.
We would never
This
do
is like
that.
I'm strong arming you guys from Logan.
I wasn't
You
even
can't go
supposed to
back.
be on the fucking. I wasn't even supposed to be on the podcast.
No, you guys are not on that podcast anymore.
Oh yeah,
What do you mean? What?
we strong arming us with
Oh,
strong
we're-
arm.
You guys are on this
Oh
podcast.
yeah, that's
now.
fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. No, but Georgie was, dude. Listen, Georgie's one of the best things that ever happened, bro. That
Wow.
was
Whoa.
a little close.
I think I
for
got the
love
job.
that.
I am
Oh
taking
my
back
God, I love it.
everything.
He says, if you could get me up without the shots,
Yo.
you're in.
Oh my
And I said,
God. Oh
All
my
right,
God.
Mike. Let me get to these love
If
sacks.
you could get me
that
up
was
without
was
the-
word number 151. You're
That
done.
was-
shut his mic off.
That was a good joke though. You can get me up without the shots. I love it, man. Yo, what's the actual dynamic like? Is it ever like where you guys are like fuck you?
Yeah. No.
Like, you
it
ever
is-
off the podcast,
no,
like, wait a second.
We never get a chance to talk about the behind the scenes, bro, of that show. The dynamic on a podcast is especially three completely fucking different people. Usually a crazy guest comes on. It's so difficult to explain to an audience of people who don't have a podcast with that dynamic. It's a very niche thing. And so like we now, especially Logan and I, after 330 episodes, have settled into a rhythm. It's very much like an orchestra playing instruments. And so we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, and we all have our ways to compensate for each other's weaknesses.
I just pictured George outside like banging, like if you guys are the symphony, George is just like banging.
that's
fucking
kind of what his thing is. So basically,
outside.
Basically, I'll explain these
with no
dynamics.
mic on.
Yeah, it's just banging this shit.
The dynamic is like this. Logan is the central unit, the core host of the show. So he intros the show. He is he generally sets the flow for the episode as far as personal storytelling and things that he wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially on boys only episodes. I generally bring in an element of depth of knowledge on topics that are very broad. And so like, here's the thing. It's very easy for someone to have a political podcast or to have a entertainment focused podcast or to have a gym focused podcast. It is a much harder ask for someone to be able to live in a broad topic podcast.
Right.
And to exhibit a knowledge base on topics from music to entertainment to politics to spirituality. And so I've always looked at it as my job to be able to speak to that broad set of topics and to be able to really bring the right questions and the right approach to guests that come on the show. Right. George has in his time on the show has brought a very needed curveball and third opinion that we were dramatically lacking, which is extreme moral standards, spirituality, a person that works on their personal life and themselves and is able to offer that to the audience, right? So it's gotten to be like I said, like a symphony. And like me and Logan will notice the most minute changes in each other's, like, bro, like if he has a quarter second of struggle in his voice, I'll know it and be able to take over immediately.
Yeah,
we're
do
a
have
machine.
that.
It's wild.
It's really good. Also, we always debrief after every episode, and we talked about each other's strengths. We'll text each other encouraging things like, "Yo, you should focus on this. Is really cool." In the very beginning, bro, the whole like not taking business personal, I had a really terrible thing with that because I know it sounds stupid, but it's like I don't fake shit, bro. So if you do something like that's stupid, it'll piss me off and I'll call you out on it. And Mike's teaching me the approach of like you catch more honey or catch more flies with honey. And so like it's so funny that I'll have like meltdowns and then like I'll talk to him about it. He'll give me a different perspective, and then I'll talk to Logan, and his is more like, yo, like the hard truth. Here's like this is how you go to the hard truth. So it's like we're all helping each other out as friends, and we're recording the process of doing it. So it's really fucking dope.
Yeah, that's
and like
amazing.
we actually had an episode where we kind of like got into each other, and there was no hard feelings or anything. It's very raw.
Oh yeah.
I would say.
This is the number one podcast in the world, so go ahead.
I would say we're operating like currently right now at a level that we haven't ever. Like currently right this second, like every episode, we don't have bad episodes.
So, what about as friends?
Get stronger.
Better than ever.
You get stronger because like it's you realize what they're going through because you understand it more. Yeah. Also, it's like it's more of a perspective, especially with the debriefing afterwards, traveling together, going through, because we're with each other so much. As cheesy as it sounds, it's like a boy band. We're always together. So if he's going through things, I'm talking to him about it. If I'm going through things, I'm talking to people about it. So it's like we've gotten way, way, way deeper than we would ever have gotten if we didn't work on this podcast. And by the way, we get frustrated with each other. Mike's walked off of a podcast. I've made people walk off podcasts. Like there's times where we get upset, but we're men. And the one thing that we are always going to see eye to eye in is we respect each other. Yeah. And you just kind of have to do that with friends and business associates. You have to respect that.
Do you think respect is one of the most important things in any relationship?
Yeah, 100%, bro. Because if you don't respect the person you're with, you technically don't even respect yourself, because then why are you hanging out with that person?
Of course.
Another issue with that too is like, and we've had this come up a lot with the podcast and in our personal lives, because in all reality, the only relationship that really needed growth was me and George. Because the Logan Mike and Logan George relationships had already existed.
Got it.
And so, me and him had to really get to know each other.
And it was uncomfortable because the comments would like put us like
they do.
They were trying to put us in a wedge, bro. I thought he didn't like me on the podcast because all the comments were saying that.
But that was never the case. There was never even
one saying, "I'm gonna try to get you off, bitch."
I'm gonna get 250
words max.
When you said that, I was like,
I had to pee so bad right now.
Yeah.
Dude, you peed like 3 times.
But we needed to grow as friends and like really understand each other and understand like who we are as people. But to your question about respect, there's different parts of respect. There's having respect for other people, and then there's how you appear to respect other people. And so this is a conversation that we've been having a lot lately, and it comes back to communication. And there was a part of my career, which was the time that I spent at Lovesac, that I don't really talk about very much on podcasts or at all anymore, but was extremely pertinent and imperative to my growth as a professional and as a friend and as a communicator, because it taught me that no matter how you differ from someone else, no matter how you feel differently than someone else about a certain topic, you need to voice and communicate with respect at all times. When you work in a corporate setting, there is no time where it's acceptable to say to a cross-departmental partner or somebody that works above or below you, fuck you, let's take it outside.
Yeah.
Now you have no job.
Yeah.
Great job, brother. You have no fucking job now. So when you never can say that, no matter what happens, and people still do it, it happens, right?
Of course.
But when you have to get trained into making people feel respected through positive reinforcement, there are ways to make someone feel respected simply by changing one word. You didn't do something. This is a great example for people who have never been in corporate. You don't say to someone, yo, you fucked up and you did something wrong. If you simply say to them, on the next time, here's your opportunity to do better.
Right.
That goes miles. That goes miles.
It's like, I mean, you just have to learn that through time and error of like doing the other.
100%.
Because like you would never know that until like, I mean, you could say that and I could learn it because I watch this podcast, but in like the actual application of it, it's hard sometimes to like just have that be your genuine reaction because something could mean so much.
No, you have to learn. No, you have to learn it. You have to learn it. And I'm not saying not to be critical. I'm not saying not to be critical and not to point out, weaknesses in past performance.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm getting at is I think people fail who haven't been in settings like that or had classical training in it, fail to understand the importance of communication that is respectful to other people. And dude, like you can watch this happens all the time. You can watch simple disagreements turn into name calling, turn into violence.
Yeah.
And we talked about it earlier. And the same thing can happen on the podcast where you have one simple disagreement. And so if you have people who are trained to handle it properly, which now all three of us are because of the way we have worked and practiced the craft, you end up with an output that is tremendous. And so we rarely end up in situations where disagreements turns into anything more than, I see your point, I respect you.
I think funny you brought that up. The first time I've ever watched a podcast in real life, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't think it was going to be anything special. It was years ago. I was at a radio station doing something for music, and next door, which you could see through a glass window, is just people sitting around talking. And ironically enough, I go, who the fuck would just sit around talking? Like, why would anybody want to listen to this? This is years ago. So I go, what the fuck? Then they started getting heated. And I'm like, oh, they look like they're about to fight, but that can't be it. This is their work. And they straight up, bro, two guys here. When I mean it was the craziest fight I've ever seen in my life. Dude picked up a keyboard and smacked it on some dude's head.
You're watching it through a window?
And I couldn't hear anything. So
it was like the 150 words.
Yeah, I
Get
was
the
like
fuck
this.
out of
and
here.
Then I think back to that. I go, I know what that feels like now.
Yeah.
No wonder you're so
All right, now
frustrated.
shut the fuck up. I got to finish. No, I'm kidding.
Be quiet, Claus.
No, but I think this comes down to like this whole thing, right? Is understanding where someone else is coming from. Like, because if you can't in any situation understand like why you would do a certain thing, I'm going to come down harder on you than if I could like you talked about earlier, having the empathy, having the understanding of like why this person could be doing this or what else is, excuse me, causing that like disruption in their life that is like leading them to making that choice or doing something in their job a way that's not conducive to the rest of the environment, right? Yeah. So it's like people lack that. They lack and I get it in some professional settings, like you have to, okay, at some point you draw a line. This happened 3 times. This can't happen again. You have to draw those lines. Otherwise you're driving a fucking ship. You don't know where the fuck it's going.
Correct.
Yeah. But when it comes to like interpersonal relationships, that's one of our biggest issues, I think, is really not trying to understand where someone's coming from. Like, because it's so important to realize that just like me, you, everyone here, everyone in this fucking room has a completely unique life that they've walked completely separate from everyone else in this room. Yeah. And then we've come to this point to realize like, okay, we're here doing this together. He's filming you. They're back there pressing the buttons and making sure like we're on the camera, right? We're all doing these things that are all equally as important to make this whole thing work. But if we lose sight of like if we have some sort of, miscoming or some sort of interaction issue, or if I have some problem with you, I can't just be like, okay, this made me feel that way without understanding like it also made you feel something as well. And like how you got there was completely unique than how I got to where I'm at. And be able to be willing to understand that in all situations.
But all
it's
of
tough.
that, you got to remember, all of those tactics that you're using to do that comes from humility and wrestling with your pride. So if somebody doesn't even like, if they have a pride issue, they're not gonna want to know what the fuck's going on with you or anybody else around them. So
Right.
some people you just really can't get through. So you gotta have to make that peace offer and be like, all right.
And it's so then this comes down to timing too, then, right? Because it's like I can't expect someone to understand exactly where I'm at in my life, like how I got here and all this, if like they're not ready to understand certain things in their life to look out to be like, oh, that makes sense why he would be this way, to even understand where I'm at in my life. It's all about timing. But that's, I mean, listen, like I'm not saying there's some answer to this shit because I'm just talking about it in theory, really, because it's so fucking complicated. But I think the more we talk about it, the more we're able to be like, okay, these are things that I could think about when approaching a situation with, you know, a loved one in my life, a business situation in my life, that if no one else is saying this, I'm just trying to be here and say it. Like,
It's just
think about
it's
these
also
things.
practice, bro.
Speaking
Yeah.
of
You know
loved
what I'm
one,
saying?
What's that?
Who is she?
What?
Come on, talk and tell
Wait,
us.
I gotta go pee. Hold on a second. I gotta
No,
go pee.
come
real-
on, bro.
No, I'm gonna go pee real quick.
That's the bullshit. You don't need to pee.
Welcome back to Impaulsive, the #1 podcast. Bro, isn't it funny that he can like comfortably leave the podcast and he knows that he's in good hands? Like that we could just handle it.
Realistically, I would cut it, you know?
Yo, what do you got?
Oh, you
no, but
cut
you're not
it,
going to
huh?
this time, right?
You fucking cut it, huh? Wow.
Yes.
Wait, yo, I always see a ton of praise for you in the
Yeah,
comments.
none. Why? What the hell
Yeah.
not?
What? What do you mean?
Like
do you mean,
people
what
love
do you
you.
Oh, they do. They love you a lot.
I don't see that much. Like, I just see a few things. not a lot.
I could be wrong.
Yo, leave a comment right now. Show love.
Wait, so
maybe
what?
should
Do you
cut
have
this out.
anything?
This
Do you
is
have
actually
any
kind
questions or like thoughts on anything?
Oh yes.
Well, I mean,
You don't have
no,
to
the
keep
only
just
thing-
saying everything that
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying. Like you just act. You're like a little parrot, right?
Watch this. Kobe.
No, it's just so funny because he's so fidgety. That was
made it.
disappointing. You did not make that.
Bro,
I forgot you
have
had
you? Do you like when we scream about politics?
No, it's actually interesting because like I think about it in a sense of I'm an audience of Impaulsive and like other podcasts. So like for the younger demographic, it definitely makes the most sense for you to talk about it in that way because some, especially children and like like kids from the ages of like high school and up and mid 20s even don't know much about it. They just see what the fuck they see on
Those
their
are
phone.
those are the same motherfuckers that flame me. Those are the kids that are flaming me, dude. Like they like
fire
that
emojis?
like dude the TikTok community. I get views on TikTok, but these motherfuckers stay flaming me on there because
Dude, TikTok comments
because
are fast.
dude, here's why. And this is the simplest answer. It's never been so simple. When you were growing up and people were like, "Yo, that's the OG of hip hop right there. Show some respect for fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like KRS-One." And I'm like, nah, I'm listening to fucking Jay and Nas and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about KRS-One. And I would never say this, and this isn't me now, but fuck that. I don't want to listen to that
Yeah.
shit. That's how the 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, now there are some super aged up, mature ones
Yeah, of
on
course.
TikTok that are like, yo, this dude spits facts. But like, it's so easy for me to, when I deal with that kind of shit, with that community to just be like, okay, I don't need to listen to any of this shit because these motherfuckers have no idea what's going on.
Well,
you know what I'm
realistically,
saying?
If
Like,
you had to relate it to music, it's crazy because like you could talk to a 21-year-old and be like, "Yo, do you listen to Tupac, Wu-Tang, or something?" And they'll be like, "What's that?"
100%.
And I'm like, "Yo, are you serious?"
and
right
they'll
now?
be like,
this
they'll be
is
like, yo,
hip-hop. Like,
listen
what
to
are you
me.
saying?
No. I feel like Tupac's still relevant.
No,
No,
he
no.
is.
I'm
He
telling
is.
you, I've talked to Chris and a few people that go to the gym,
100%.
and I'll talk about like I'll ask them, "Hey, have you heard this or this?" And they're like, "Yeah, I don't like."
They're
I
like,
don't
"Dude,
know."
I listen to-
Method
they're
Man,
like, I
they're
listen-
I know of him, but I don't know his music or anything. Or they're like, the most I know is maybe like some Tupac
What?
songs, but I'm not a fan.
No, they're like, I listen to Yeet. You
The
know what I'm
fuck is
saying?
Yeet?
No,
Yeezy.
Yeet's popping. Like, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
Youngboy and all this
Yeet's
other stuff,
popping,
and
and,
I'm like-
and yo, ratio plus L plus Youngboy better.
Dude, I hate
you know what
when
I'm saying?
people
Like,
don't understand
bro,
Jonas Brothers. They don't get Miley Cyrus. You know that fucking that pisses me off.
you
bro.
you
see
hit
you.
like 151 a while ago.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Like that was you're out of control.
Yeah,
with this
you're-
one.
yeah.
But listen, like yo, for the kids that are willing to listen to this shit. Of course, I want to fucking speak to those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I want to fucking be like, dude,
What was
like,
the question she said?
She's just talking about the fact that it's important that we have conversations like this for the younger audience. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But like, I actually have like, you know, and a lot of it kind of given up on that audience a little bit is for the majority of them like under the age of like 16 because like, you know what they liked? They liked that I was dating Lana. That's like big for them. They're like, oh my god, like you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but dude, like. I made it through a bunch of shit. Do you want to hear
all
about
comes
going
down to
through
timing.
hardship? And they're like, no, we want to fucking listen to Yeet and watch Pornhub. You know
Exactly
what
what I
I'm
said.
saying?
Honestly, agree to disagree because like I've worked with kids for over 5 years of my life, and it's from the ages of 5 to 18, and so I could tell them like, yo, like this is what you shouldn't be doing, or I'll talk about something that they're like, yeah, you're dumb, you don't know, whatever, and
Right.
they'll talk shit.
Right.
But realistically, at the end of the day, it's gonna stick with them because if they're like, you're a cool vibe, like I get what you like, we have similarities, so they're like. They have to be right about something, and I'll leave them questioning it, or they'll look into it.
No, and I
wanna
still
learn
talk
about
about it. I know, and I get that, and that's why I continue talking about it, even if I'm doing shit on TikTok. I'm never gonna fucking edit my shit and go on TikTok and be like, no, I don't listen to Biggie and shit. I listen to fucking like. I don't even know who that is.
Who are you gonna say?
No, I don't want to.
JB? You don't want to offend nobody?
I ain't gonna say young boy. I'm not taking. I'm not saying shit about that, dude.
Yeah, you're like,
that
listen
army.
to Big
That
G.
army.
I
That's
will-
the strongest
I will
army.
definitely say
That's
that.
the
I
young
don't like
boy's the
listening to
strongest army on the internet. Young boy
is crazy,
is
right?
one of them. It's definitely one of them, bro.
Fucking
I
crazy.
don't understand how people listen to music that is so negative. I don't get it. Like I really don't get it.
You don't now, but when I was 18, the only thing I wanted to hear was Jay and 50 talking about murdering people and selling
negative
crack.
shit.
Nah,
That-
dude,
bro.
50's a
Yeah, okay.
that
Okay.
shit.
Where
That's
did that come
that's
from?
not
Yeah, I'm
negative.
like, yo, if you
We're all surprised
were you
like, wait, what?
practicing that before you showed up?
Yeah. Well, Mike's wearing a 50 Cent shirt, so he's probably gonna bring it up. So
Oh, I actually.
Oh, I feel like you're serious. This isn't even a joke.
dude, anything can get past you, huh?
Really? You think I'm not fucking with you, dummy?
Oh, he's about to beat your
my
ass.
God.
No, but honestly, like my favorite 50 Cent song was not. It was not. It's Your Birthday. It was fucking Heat, bro. Or like Many Men, where he was talking about
Yes,
killing people. Like
yes.
that was the shit I wanted to listen to. And so like I
makes
get
sense.
it. I get it now, and I put out these emo playlists. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, do you guys even know about of Monsters and Men? Do you guys even know about like do you not listen to fucking
love
like
this.
these bands? Do you not listen to Lord Huron? And they're like, dude, no,
Lord
we don't listen
Huron?
to
Like realistically, they listen to
Persian
music.
king?
They rather wear like T-shirts with like bands and things like that, not know about it, or like they just don't listen to old shit anymore. Like it's crazy.
But it's not even old. It's like nice indie music. I want these kids to listen to indie music, and they want to like, bro. Some of these kids are like 8 years old, and they're like, yo, that Dirk shit slapped, bro. They're like, I'm like,
8-year-old is saying
bro,
that Dirk shit slapped.
bro. They're like, bro, you're not gonna like 8 years old. They're like, you're not gonna come in here talking about Von like that. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't want to
This
talk
is
to you
funny.
about King Von.
This is
right
really
now.
funny, dude.
Do you
I
know what I'm
love this
saying?
shit.
I want you to tell me who your favorite character in Mario Kart is. Like, don't tell me these motherfucking kids are. They're like, yo, listen, like, I grew up on O Block, and I'm
love
like,
this.
no, you didn't. You grew up in fucking Milford, but I was one of those kids, bro. Like, but I didn't go that far. But I started early selling
Yeah.
drugs and shit like that, and so like I get it, but
So I
like,
get why you listen to those music.
yeah, it made sense for me because I was like,
But look
this
what
is the-
happened. You sold fucking drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't sell drugs, but I listened to it.
No, I think I think what
Did
they.
you do
I
drugs?
never sold drugs.
No, actually, never.
I never
Until, like,
ever
until
sold
high
drugs.
school.
But
really
aren't you
say
like the
that.
guy who sells drugs?
I never
online?
actually sold drugs.
Yeah, no, Brad gives me drugs all the time.
100%. Bro, I gotta say this, and I
Okay.
want this to be extremely clear. And this is this is dead serious. I wrote a book about this. And I want to be dead serious about this.
That's such a bad start.
There
That's
is-
such a
You
bad-
loaded that shit up on me. You loaded that.
That's
Go
such a-
ahead. Go
Nah,
ahead.
forget it.
No. He loaded that
'cause
up.
I failed. I
was
I
good.
cracked. I was about to expose you, bro.
Yo, for what?
Selling drugs.
I don't actually sell drugs. Everyone
Yes, you
knows
do.
that.
Remember, you looked at me in your eyes and you go, listen, the best place to go is children's schools. Like, it's so easy.
Children's schools?
Yeah.
Oh
Not
my
just
God.
schools, children's
Children's
schools.
schools. Elementary
Oh, I didn't know. I
schools.
had no idea.
Oh my God, dude. This is
Yo.
dark shit. I love it. What's up?
Girls.
What about
Let's
it?
talk
We go-
about
we
girls.
can talk
Again?
about-
Again?
I love yo. Wait.
Fuck you.
Hold on.
Fuck you.
150 words. 150 words. Shut the fuck up, you two. All right. I just don't.
I'll say all
What
of
are you
it.
talking about? You haven't said one thing about any. And you keep bringing
Well,
this up.
I don't. No, you keep bringing this up. I'm not
No,
bringing
I
girls
keep
up.
bringing it up. I
Oh,
keep
yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
girls.
Girls, and you trying to get me to fucking say some
Just
shit.
talk about her.
I just don't want
What do you
to.
like
man.
about her the most?
Oh man, you're funny. I just can't talk about it.
You're funny, bro. You think she has interests that I like?
No. Oh, she totally does. Absolutely. Otherwise, I wouldn't be involving her in my life. But it's also just like I've just avoided it for so long. It's like uncomfortable to me.
What
to
do you
like
talk about?
Why are you trying to
tiny
make him
things?
feel uncomfortable? What if he
Because
doesn't
we're
want to
trying
talk
to
about
get
it?
raw here, man.
Yeah, but maybe he really just doesn't want to fucking talk about it.
Yeah. What do you
Are
want
you
to know?
embarrassed of her?
No, not at all. Actually,
Why would you?
Actually, like super
George,
fucking.
Fuck it, we're gonna be real, bro. Like I'm just asking you a question.
I'm super impressed by her.
You're super impressed by her.
Super fucking impressed.
Okay,
by her.
what is it that she did that caught your interest versus all the other girls that throw themselves at you?
Wow.
Holy shit.
Well, originally, this is good.
Matt, I just got this visual of Brad walking down the street and girls are just launching themselves like shoulder
Dude,
first.
if you go to his Instagram feed, there's so much women. He's literally pressing them off. He's like, he's lifting them. I was like,
man, it's. I don't know how. I guess. How would I explain this? Like the most artful way possible.
It's your feelings.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. At first, it wasn't like the relationship wasn't what it is now. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, what it is currently. So
you started as friends?
No, started as we were just like, fuck it.
Well, that kind of took a turn for me. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you had sex with her and you're like, okay,
this is good.
This is really good, and also I enjoy her company afterwards.
Company.
Yeah,
company.
but
it's when you're comfort after nutting.
But it was a very complicated thing because her life was complicated still. Like it's just like a very. And it was, it was basically a girl that I was hooking up with that eventually I was like, oh, wait, I actually really like this chick.
Okay, cool.
And I think, I don't know, I'm trying to get more comfortable just talking about this stuff because like I tend to avoid a lot of this conversation because, I have an ex and like I don't like to relate it to these other things and what I've learned. And I'm not trying to make it complicated.
Regardless of who you're with now, you're always going to have reflections of who you were with in the past.
Of course.
And that's what built you to the man you are today. Of course. Even if you compared her, she should never be offended.
Not so much comparisons. It's more about just the way I speak about it. I've always tried to like not have so much conversation about those things just because, I know like my ex wouldn't like it. She wasn't involved in any of this kind of shit at all. She doesn't like... She just wouldn't want that.
It seems to me you're bringing your past baggage into this one.
Yeah, of course.
It's not fair to her.
Of course
and also,
not.
as your friend, I'm going to have to push you out of that comfort zone. So for the next 5 minutes, we're going to talk about what you like about this woman.
Oh, man. She's probably one of the only people that I've ever met that has done so much like self work.
Yeah.
That,
okay, that's cool. So you admire the fact that she wants to improve on herself.
Absolutely. Like, not that I haven't met other people that want to improve on themselves, but her actual journey of that self work and me seeing like it actually come to fruition, like right in front of me, is one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Oh, that's really
and the way that
Have
she
you ever
interacts.
Told her that or no?
Yeah, I talked to her about that. Maybe not in this exact fashion, but in the way she interacts and like what she does for work is very inspiring to me because it's like a lot of what I try to do now is like what you're talking about, give, share, like my interpretation or like what I've gone through in my life. If it can help someone else get through something in their life, that's amazing, right? Yeah. Because I knew what it was like to want that kind of interaction in my life when I was younger and as I was growing up, and like still looking for it today. Yeah. So she does it in her own way in a completely different, like I don't know if you call it industry or like avenue, and I'm so impressed by that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what keeps me. That's what keeps me engaged in it.
That was so nice. That was beautifully worded. Yeah. I honestly, that was just quite impressive.
Really?
I'm serious, bro. I mean,
you just push through something you don't like to do. You pass the fear. But also, I'm trying to bounce off of the reflection of what you're saying is, you in the beginning we were just talking about, you said that your relationship status is like a hard thing for you to manage because you're just through past relationships, through trauma. Yeah. It's very hard for you. But what you just did today, even if it was 5 minutes, you talked about her, you reflected on her, you were open about her, that's taking a step forward. You will never be able to fix that situation in your life until you move forward in it.
For sure.
And today you just did. Up top, Mike.
What about me, though?
Yeah, why did you high five? Why was I involved?
Yeah.
Well, all I said was that he said a beautiful thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was great, man. Now I feel so stupid.
Why do you feel stupid?
I never said anything. Well, I did say a lot of nice stuff after my life.
I can say something nice for you. Mike Majlak, and he doesn't like to talk about Lana because he doesn't like to talk about it, but I do not give a fuck about Lana in that way. So I can say whatever I want. But
wait a second, dude.
How could you say that so bluntly?
Well, because I told you, bro, I'm real. I don't on front of camera.
But she was always nice. You guys were friends.
She was manipulative, and I'll tell you. You want me to get into that? I can get into that.
No, I prefer we don't.
We're not gonna get into that.
Lord, dude, this kid's got a fucking bone.
What is she gonna do? Fucking put an NFT?
No, but we don't.
Oh my god, dude.
Listen, the one thing I say about Mike is, bro, if you're ever going to be in a relationship with him, regardless of how it ends up, this guy is so fucking great to her afterwards. In fact, 3 different women in my life were like, fuck, dude, if half the exes that I've had acted like Mike, I'd be so much in a better place. This
you mean
guy's
after the
flying out
fact?
to take care. Oh my God, bro. This guy, has treated her just as good in the relationship than he did when he was out of
Yeah,
the
and then I found out that can't work.
Yeah.
I found out that can't. Well, you should always leave with respect and be kind to each other, not have that nasty shit afterwards that happens. But I was on this like content brigade for a little while where I was telling people it's okay to have your ex as your friend. Like, you guys could be best friends right after the relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I found out that shit cannot happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we were doing this thing for a while where I'd like go like hang out, whatever, blah, blah, like during a pregnancy and shit. And I was like, it's so nice that we could be friends. And then I'll be like,
so funny.
and then she would be like, yeah, it is nice that we could be friends. By the way, who the fuck is this bitch that you like liking all pictures and shit? I'm like, so we're not friends? Like, what's good right now? Like, dude, I thought we were friends.
Who's this bitch?
Like,
Bitch, who's this baby?
Yeah, like, well, that's what I kind of was saying. And I would say that.
Bro.
And I would say that. And I would say, I'll be like, dog, am I on fucking Neptune right now? Like, what? I was just awesome. I don't really want to talk about this too much.
I love you
That's
guys
like,
so much.
but what I'm saying is to move off of that into a general, dude, you can't be friends with your exes that soon after a relationship,
No, you
bro.
can't.
You gotta
I can relate to that.
And so now we like, it's simmered down, and it's just, you know, have cordial contact, or I'm just like, yo, I saw you just went through some shit. Are you good?
Yeah.
Like, are you good? Is there anything I could do? And then the other person will say no, and then the text stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like I'll still check in and be like, yo, are you fucking good? Because if you're not good, like, I'm going to fucking help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not gonna
But
beat
also
you
at the
fucking-
same time, if you respond to this text with who is this bitch, I'm never texting you again for the rest of my fucking life. So it's like, you really got to have that time after. But another reason I keep bringing up girls, bro, is we were talking about fear earlier. And I have a bunch of fears in this department. Because
With women.
yeah, well, yes, and I'll tell you the main one, but the bigger fear is like, shit. I have a fear that I have this fear because I'm 37 and I really got to start dusting shit off soon.
Yeah, you
like,
gotta,
I gotta start.
You
like,
gotta shut the fuck up and start dusting.
shit.
Yeah.
And everybody wants me to, and like they're like, bro, you got to settle down. You got to stop traveling. You got to stop fucking with these like, you got to do some shit, bro. You got to start nutting in chicks, like, randomly. Have a kid, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, bro, you got to fucking randomly
that.
have a
Guys'
kid
left turns
now.
fuck
dude.
me up sometimes,
Yeah.
bro.
So I started doing that, yes, but
You started nutting random girls.
but-
Nice.
But, no, I was just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
what?
But okay, here's the fear that I have.
Okay,
and
go.
it's what's
Shoot.
making me old and lonely.
Okay.
So, like, you say all this nice shit, and you're like, and if we're gonna cultivate a relationship, and George is like, well, if you want your partner to feel respected,
Yes.
like, you gotta cultivate and curate and this and that. In my mind, I'm just like, dude, I'm on a mission, bro. I'm like, books. I want to open a burger restaurant
too,
soon.
yeah.
You want to open a burger restaurant?
No, it's a food spot.
I swear
I
to
swear
God,
I
bro.
thought he
I'm
was,
about
and
to.
I was like,
I was
what the
about to
fuck
fucking.
do you think
flip.
you
I
are,
was
bro?
about to flip, bro.
I'm dead serious though.
If you open a burger restaurant, I'll add HGH. I'll go to 0.8 per shot, and I will flip out. That's the only thing.
Give
you
him
can do.
3 years,
That's the
he'll fuck you
only
up.
fucking thing you could do to piss me off, bro. It can't be burgers. It can be
It's a
anything
good burger,
else.
though.
I don't give a bro. Are you doing this on purpose right now?
No.
Why would you do?
Oh,
even
is it that
say
burger that you gave me?
Yes.
Oh, that is a pretty fucking good burger, though.
Yes.
He had a party and he cooked me a burger. Mike, you should review it, bro.
Well, it wasn't like a party. It wasn't a party. It
I'm
was
not
just
doing
like,
this right now. Anyways,
No,
listen.
it's so good though.
Bro.
Seriously.
You should open up a restaurant for sure, though.
It's like
Yeah.
It's like me going on Portnoy's podcast and being like, I'm opening a pizza shop. Like, are you fucking serious right now? Why would you even say that? You will have a hot dog stand after this podcast. That's it. All right, so listen to me. That is my fucking space now, dude. Okay,
I'm the burger guy,
pouring
goddammit.
my shit into that fucking space. All right, listen. So I have these things. I don't know if I've given this analogy on the show before, but I've definitely given it. But somewhere else. Not here. Sorry. So the
point is,
I'm way
I have
off
a
today.
point.
I'm unhinged. The reason I'm saying this is because I have a reason.
Let's go.
So I'll be steering this car,
Okay,
right?
we're in a car. What kind of car?
A Range Rover. Go on.
All right.
I got you.
Yep.
The car is not kind of car. It's my fucking life, Bradley.
Okay.
So I'm steering my car down the highway, right? And at the end of the freeway, I see it in plain sight. It's burger shops, a second book, a movie, success. My mom's happy. I got this dope house, maybe even a fucking dog and shit that runs around and pisses on shit.
Yep.
My boys are happy. I'm seeing it. I'm driving down the street. And you know, here's an exit. And it's like, take heroin exit to ruin your life. And I'm like, nope, not getting off that one.
Yeah.
And I'm steering the wheel, right?
Okay.
Now somebody's like, dude, don't you want a girlfriend? Don't you want a partner in life that could help you, be with you, birth a child, yell at you for liking random Instagram pictures? Don't you want that? And I'm like, okay, here's what I have to do if I want that. I have to take this hand right here off the wheel.
You gotta trust
and
it.
tuck it behind my back and let some girl, not some girl, the right girl,
Grab the wheel.
grab the wheel
Yeah.
and steer it with me like this, right? And now I'm looking down the lane. And what if she sees an exit that says, take this exit for jewelry instead of the burger shop? Or like, and now she's not the right girl, George, I know, because only the wrong girl would say that.
I wasn't gonna say that.
But, or she's like, you know, must get pregnant this year instead of the burger shop, and jerks the wheel. Now, of course, we don't actually get off the baby exit. We drive directly into a bridge. The car bursts into fire, and both of us are consumed by flames, and we're fucking dead, bro. We are dead. We don't get off any exit. There's no burger shop. There's just TMZ articles and abuse, and I get my ass beat by this girl. Like, what if that happened?
This
Can
is your
I say
fear.
something, please?
This is your fear.
Can I please?
Yeah,
Well, not
we'll
that
give you
specifically.
like
That's
20.
like worst case scenario.
20 more words.
Give me
20 more
20
words.
seconds.
20 more words.
Okay.
Can you do it in 20 words?
Yes, I could.
Okay.
No, I can't.
Giving up control is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So now I have fucking 18.
No,
minutes
you have
left.
as much as you want. Go.
Okay,
You
so
got it.
here's the thing, bro. In no disrespect, I watched your previous relationship and it wasn't a relationship. You were the only one that was trying in that relationship.
That's not true. I will check. I will always check you. That's not true.
Okay.
That girl put her
So-
life into that relationship.
so what I-
every ounce of her soul.
Perspectives. Let me give you an example, and I'm not putting my relationship out there for me to be like flexing. This is legit a healthy relationship. One, when I come home after if I ran a meeting in the morning, I come back and my girlfriend made me breakfast, right? Then she's like, here, this is what I think you're gonna need for your day.
Right.
And then she sets me up. And then when I come back home, I'm helping her out with her self-tape. When you find the right one, it's not a brake. It's a faster and stronger gas pedal.
Got it.
So what I'm saying is you've revolved yourself around women in LA or New York or in wherever you were born. But you revolve yourself around women that want and need something from you that doesn't help your desire getting to your destination of what you want. Once you fall in love with somebody and somebody falls in love with you for what you desire, imagine how much farther your desire is going to go.
No, I
Because
get
now
that.
you're not doing it for yourself
No, I get
anymore.
that.
You're doing it for somebody you
I
love.
get that, but my only concern is even if it's not like destructive, even if it's like healthy and they do add, at the table stakes for a relationship is that there will have to be compromise at some point to meet what the partner wants.
But
That's,
what comes with the compromise is so much better
yeah, for
than
sure.
what
I
you
agree
have.
with that. So I just,
As
so I
it
just
should be. It should be, right?
But do you
sometimes
understand
it
my
doesn't.
fear?
Yeah,
though,
of
a little
course.
bit. Do you understand my fear where I'm like
course.
on hell bent on the idea of success and like doing all these things. So it's pushed me away from it a little bit, and that I need
What
to get
happens
back
if
to
you were
your
scared
spot.
about writing your book or scared about getting off of drugs or scared about starting a YouTube podcast? If you were scared about doing something that you know deep down in your soul is good for you and you're not, you're being a pussy about it.
Yeah.
And you need,
Yeah, that might
you
be
need to
the
man
answer.
up. You need to man up, especially you, bro. You look like two men.
Yeah, no, I know.
Two men.
I've had an issue with this for a while.
Well, you
Because
gotta,
something
like,
I really want.
You're
and I want
really good at expressing your feelings. You're not great on taking it and being accountable for them.
That's a fact. I'm not even going to argue with that.
So
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So my question is, because you know how some girls, one, I think it's where you're looking for women too, because there is good people in certain areas, so it's who you surround yourself with. But question is like, you know how women tend to go with like deadbeat guys because they have that urgency to nurture and like
save.
help them get
Yeah.
out of with their issues and like fix them. Do guys have that same issue? Like, do guys like go with girls knowing that it's not good? To
We're
see if they
trained
can
not.
change
We're
it?
trained not to
Or
do
you
that.
do the opposite?
There's a term that the rap community used to use called Captain Save a Hoe, and we're trained. At least some of us are trained
Via
not,
through those,
not
those
not to do
commandments.
that.
Those
But-
commandments taught us that.
Yeah, the hip hop commandments.
Exactly.
Don't you ain't gonna be that. But no, but yeah, for sure. I think like I'm gonna be completely honest with you. In my last relationship, that was a huge part. Massive. Like I was like, dude, like I can save this girl from all of the horrors of that life. You know what I'm saying? And put her in a fucking a relationship that has mainstream implications, and show her how to podcast, and tell her every fucking day, yo, you don't have to fucking do this shit anymore, which is exactly what I fucking told her. You never have to do that shit again. If you fucking put your head down and work in this space, you're big enough, you'd never have to go back to that.
Talking about the social media space.
Yeah, 100%, which she crushes it in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, for me, that was a massive thing. I was like, yo, like, I don't want her to ever have to fucking go back to that. And she wasn't, I don't think she was going to, but
was
like,
that the only reason though? Because for you, there was a benefit as well,
100%.
Right? Yeah. So
It
it's
was
like,
weird. I mean, dude, like, listen, that relationship, I wouldn't ever use that relationship as a diving point to talk about relationships. It's just unfortunate that I don't have any others to use, because I've never been. The last relationship I was in before that was over a decade ago.
Okay, and now to add to that.
Yeah.
So what is the urgency, or like not the urgency, but like what is it about yourself that you feel the need to be with multiple women? If you could say, like, what is the need for that?
Well,
His penis.
So yeah. So
I know that, but
called
like I'm just saying, like
the
bringing
penis
down,
and
you know?
the connection.
So
to the
it's like
brain.
this. So it's like this. If I have made a conscious decision to remain focused on my professional journey, and, you know, whatever I'm doing in that space, then it benefits or behooves that direction to keep the enjoyment transactional, because this is such an ugly topic, but I mean, it's the truth. And by the way, like, this is not me.
No, this is fucking,
90% of the people in this
that's why.
in this
I want to make
space.
this clear.
Not me.
I'm
making that
You're
clear.
10%. You're the 10%.
Yeah,
and by the way,
congratulations.
keep in mind, you weren't always the 10%. There was a point of your life where you were part of the 90%.
You know when I stopped? And this is, I'm not trying to even be cheesy.
I know what he's gonna say.
I literally was talking to a guy, and he's like, dude, what? Because he was a devout Christian, and I was a Christian by name. You know, I was like, oh, I'm a Christian. And he's like, yeah, eat a dick. And he didn't say that because he was a devout Christian. But he was like, yo, when are you gonna settle down? And I said, when God sends me the right girl. First of all, how egotistical did that sound? I didn't even know how bad that sounded.
How did you say it? Can you show me how you said it?
Egotistical?
No, the whole
How you
God
said
sent
the
me the girl.
statement.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, when God sends me the right one. That was it.
Did you
Can
put
you
your
put a
hand
little
out?
more bravado on it?
Did you put your hand
Because
out?
I
like
knew
that?
you back then. No, not
Oh.
that. You didn't have
said
a beard
burst in a
back-
song?
You didn't have a beard back then, and
No.
you had like this really clean face,
Yeah.
and your hair was always super gelled,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you were always wearing all black. So something told me you were probably like, when God sends me, like that
Yeah.
kind of like.
Can you do it like
wasn't
that?
Gay, but like, when God sends me the right one, then I will. Okay.
Oh my God.
No. So I was like, when God sends me the right one, I'll definitely settle down. And he said, why would God send you the right one when you treat all the other ones like shit?
Ooh, see,
And
this
I
is
was like,
Oh, see, I don't do that. See, I don't do
no,
that.
treat like
Oh,
shit. But
got it,
listen,
got it.
when you listen, regardless of how nice you treat them, because I never disrespected any girl at all. But regardless, if in any shape or form, if you're sleeping with one person and moving on to the next, you're not respecting her because you're not seeing her.
Here's where the
This is
only time
interesting.
the only place I
Yeah.
disagree with you that is
Yeah.
if you exercise extreme transparency on the front end.
Oh, I do. But
No, I mean extreme. Trust me, you've never said the following statement to a girl. Hey, this is probably the only time I'm gonna see you. Like
mine was, you are a part of these three girls, and you're all on rotation.
so like then at what point are you?
So I was in a bad state.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying at what point when
when
you're saying very bluntly.
yeah.
And by the way, these aren't fans. These are girls in the same space that I am. That kind of
Yeah.
like I'm not. So here's the thing I don't do. I don't go take a girl on a date, bring her to meet my fucking mom, all this shit, to have sex with her, and then never call her again.
Okay, of
I
course.
My
operate in
girlfriend was
this.
the only one that met my mom.
Well, good. I hope so.
Yeah, I don't bring.
That's the point.
I'm not bringing anything back to my house that I didn't think I was gonna marry. But regardless,
did one time.
What I was.
You will not bring this trash to my house, George.
Oh, that was an accident. Trust me, that did not go well. I stopped. I literally was like, oh, you're right. I'm gonna be celibate. So I was celibate for 6 months, and then I went right back into the bullshit. Like I dated this one girl and this other girl at the same time. Both of them knew that I was casually dating them, but I was trying to see if one of them would work, if there were sparks and stuff like that. But when the right one came, There was a lot of work that goes into it. For example, I cut off porn so I could teach myself that my eyes don't need to be seen with so many girls with one sexual transaction. There was times where I said, hey, let me see what I could do to cater her side of the field. Once I started removing things out of my life that were no good for me, I started to see things at a better and clearer view.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what you guys got to do is take those steps. If you're watching porn, you're probably not in a committed relationship. You don't want to. And a lot of people are like, whoa. I could watch porn and see my girl. Let's see what happens when your girlfriend is no longer the most beautiful girl in the room, and now all you want to do is jerk off, because that day's going to come.
You mean just in life, like as like your, as you get older, as you age.
If you want to accomplish a goal, it could be relationship, it could be spiritual, it could be business. You have to go through the bullshit. It's called the fucking grind. Nobody's like, dude, can't wait to grind. Like, it's the grind. It's like literally
But that's what we talked about
grinding into
earlier.
something.
Like, it's like shit's gonna grow where you want. And honestly, the first step for me lately, because by the way, like when I have these conversations with you about this stuff, I'm not. These are not proud points. Like, this is not like. I'm not,
it's real life.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being extremely transparent because you asked a question that like led to an answer that I'm not super fucking proud of. Like, dude, of course my desire would be to be monogamous and to have a fucking healthy relationship and be supportive of the other person and vice versa. Like, that's what I want. But unfortunately, like, there are factors that are both professional related, mental health related, emotional related, intimacy related that have driven me away from that goal. But the biggest thing I'm working on right now is trying to remind myself that is the goal. And I think that's the step one. Like,
For sure, step one.
telling yourself, yo, that is what you want.
Yeah.
Because if you're telling yourself like, yo, that's the kind of if you wake up and you tell yourself every day that's the kind of person you are, that has a person that's transactional as fucking sex, you're going to continue to be that person. You got to talk yourself into the place you want to be.
It's a different form of addiction. Like when you were like,
100%.
When you were like, okay, this is it for me with
Yeah.
your addiction, right?
Yeah.
You have to come almost. It sounds like what George is saying. You have to come to the same place with like your actual promiscuity with women, being like, okay, maybe I should just stop this for a second.
100%.
You almost need this aha moment and be like, okay, I'm just gonna focus just here. Just like you said, we talk about where do we water, where do we put our effort, where do we put our energy. Like, we could be aware. I understand what you're saying fully, right? But just understanding it and being aware of it is different than being like, okay, I'm going to actually make the change right now.
Yeah.
And be like, now I'm going to treat all these relationships forward differently, completely. Because what you really want is something else, right? So for it to actually align with that, all your actions also have to align with that. And I'm not telling you this as like, I do that, because there's tons of things in my life that I'm still like trying to fucking get it right.
Yeah.
But I just think it's important for people to know that you are right in the sense of it's the first step is like identifying it. And then the second step is like really seeing where you're driving that car and like you're avoiding certain things because you're like, okay, I can just focus on this because it is easier. Straight up. It's easier to focus on like it being something that's just transactional because you're good at that. But the challenge is now being good at something you're not good at.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
Because like how you got good at
when you drive a car, the passenger shouldn't really be grabbing the wheel.
Yo, it's just,
You know what I'm saying?
you're
Like,
so
They're
stupid.
just the DJ.
I'm saying no, like
Navigator.
you find a partner that knows their
They
role.
trust
Now,
you.
if the
You're
role
still
is
driving.
For the woman to be driving the car, then let her drive the car. Now I'm not saying anything sexist, but I'm saying like,
Sounded pretty fucked up to me.
no, it's
it's all
not.
good.
That's
That
not.
was like basically what you just said was like, go make
Nah,
sandwiches.
bro,
Like,
fuck,
No.
no. You know what I did tell
you're
my
like, listen,
girlfriend?
what
I
you
go,
got to
yo,
do is you got to get a girl who could drive you around in her
Yo.
Camry.
No, fuck that. No, what I'm saying is, no, I told my girlfriend at the very, very fucking beginning, I go, listen, there's a lot of fucking pansies out there, so let's make this very clear. I'm the man in the relationship, you're the girl in the relationship. Play your part, I'll play my part.
Right.
You know why? Because this world is really fucking weird right now, where they're like, whoa, dude, you crossed the line, suck my dick. All right, shut up.
What if they actually do?
Listen.
Then I'd be like, please, I have a girlfriend.
They just show up at the
Will.
door right now. They're like, George, we made a comment on your Instagram
Yeah.
earlier, and we're here to pay for it.
That's what I'm saying. The social media and the whole realm of everything, everybody's so fucking. You know what they're trying to spread themselves thin is like, I'm like this, I'm like this, I'm like this. I believe this, I believe this. Listen, how about you grow some fucking beliefs that you actually want to stand by and start working towards it? Everybody always asks me, bro, how did you get the most perfect relationship? I fucking worked for it, bro. When I hop off these stages, you don't think these girls that are saying, hey, I want to fuck you with my friend.
That's
that
what
I'm
they
not
say?
like.
They say
yeah,
that to you?
Reed.
What the fuck?
They're
Reed, is
literally-
this true, Reed?
Dude,
No, he said instantly no. Instantly no.
Hey, George, great show. I want to fuck you with my friend.
No,
Yeah, bro, I'm not
No,
seeing
no,
this.
hold on a sec. That 100% happened. Like,
no,
bro,
of course,
dude,
comedians-
really? Do you want to, bro?
Ugly
if
comedians
I
get
ever
laid,
showed
bro.
you my DMs, bro, you would be horrified.
Oh, shit.
Horrified, bro. I could create an entire content series just off of the
Don't do it.
heinous shit that comes to my DM, bro. Like,
Actually,
it's not
I've seen
even.
it. It's pretty
not
gross.
even, bro. It's not even, dude. Like, I'll get videos that aren't even words. It's just girls putting dildos in their ass. Videos.
Wow.
Not even a hello, Mike. I'm a fan of your content. Just a video of object going into butthole.
Wow, just like that's the first one.
First thing. And then usually there will be some sort of message after, wish this was your dick, like some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
And like, that's like, that shit's, first of all, like, that shit doesn't even work with me. Like, if you send me that shit, I don't give a, like, that, I'm like
gotta
turned
delete a
off
tweet.
now.
You're like, damn,
By
okay, let me
that
unsend
shit.
those messages.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Well,
to
no,
listen to
George
this.
is the main culprit, bro.
I believe it.
How do you think me and him
Son of a
became
gun.
such good friends?
We knew we had to develop this relationship somehow. Oh God, I love it, man.
Do you actually though? Was this a ridiculous? This podcast was ridiculous.
I like
Fucking
it.
amazing.
Was it?
Great.
Absolutely.
I just feel like such
What
an
do you mean
idiot.
it's with
dude.
you, Mike?
Yeah,
don't know.
Jesus,
Face
bro.
the
I
whole
just
time.
I've been fired up today.
Yeah, it's good though.
Yeah, I
Being
think
fired
so.
up is good.
I just
man.
hope, like,
He doesn't have a home to go unwinding. That's
yeah, I mean, I do have a lot. I have some external stressors right now, dude.
Yeah,
I have
I
no.
understand that.
I'm kind of homeless, which is just crazy.
You can live here. We got a room right there.
Nah, I'm gonna figure it out. I think there's a art in
Art.
being humbled by circumstance.
Yeah.
And I am leaving today. Was the last day. One of the largest homes in Los Angeles, and we'll probably end up living in, a shack somewhere. And I think that it's necessary. I think it's necessary to remind yourself where you.
Well, you're not
going
gonna actually end up in a shack.
Yeah, I am.
No.
Actually,
No,
a Shake Shack.
no.
He just eats burgers.
No,
Oh,
I
nice.
assure you, there will be content in the next week of me in a 300 square foot Airbnb.
It's not
Assured.
bad. You could stay here, dude.
No,
For real.
No, I'm gonna go for 1 month.
you
I'm
guys
gonna
can create
remind myself
content.
what's good.
Dude, all the
Yeah.
people that are watching this right now, that's their square feet. They're like,
No, 300.
I
yeah.
didn't think it was a
Oh
shack.
shit, that's a good point. Wait,
I
it's 300. Wait, I have no relevant like size.
300. 300 might be. I don't even know, dude.
No,
Might be different.
300 small. If your whole residence is 300, because I have an apartment in Norwalk, Connecticut, and I think it's 500, and that's a studio. If you live in a 300, you're like that's like really small.
Wow, you made everyone feel so much better right now.
The same
I
people that are
think-
like,
He's like, I
way to
think.
press us when we're
Hold
down,
on,
man.
hold on.
I just,
Hold on.
You're
He's
like,
like,
I
all
just
right.
had a
Good
good
day
day
today.
Ease into it, man.
Average square foot.
I
Look
just
at
signed a lease.
Looking at his family because
Yes,
they're just
no.
2 feet away from the like.
in 2019, the most recent year which data is available, the average square footage of a house dropped to 2,301 feet. So if you're running at 12% of the national average,
Yeah.
you're in a small You're in a small place.
Where is the Airbnb though?
Like, now I'm a
Thank you.
statistic.
the one I'm looking at is in Hollywood.
Okay.
In
Well,
a-
that's
in a-
why also Hollywood.
As I go home,
Yeah.
Shack, I'm like,
Yeah, I just want to go. I want to cozy. I'm going to cozy up with David the German. Me and him are going to expand on our relationship a little bit and try to.
Have you ever had a guest where he just sits up like this and you can't even see the guy over here?
He doesn't
No.
usually have two. Probably have.
Yeah.
What happened to your co-host?
Well, we're not gonna put this in, but
So you don't like talking about any girls?
I don't talk about girls, dude.
By the way,
Yeah.
can we add subtitles? Because
Wait, did you kill your co-host?
Did I kill her?
Yeah.
No, she's alive and well.
Are you sure?
Yeah, dude. Why would I kill
Why
my
do you
co-host?
smile
It's
like
just something to
like
think
a
about.
psychopath?
Something to think about. What the fuck?
I don't know. I just see a missing
How,
person.
I wonder how I became the internet like villain like that. How did
Bro,
I
you're
become that?
fucking massive. You're a
That-
huge person. Like, of course, like, bro, when's the last time you've seen like a really scary like person that was the villain in a movie be like some twig fucking moron? You look like Bane from fucking Batman.
That's how I became the
whatever.
villain.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm a really nice guy though, man.
You're such a sweet guy.
Like fucked up.
You are. You have a huge heart, dude.
Yeah.
Huge heart.
extremely intimidating though sometimes.
He's like
Why?
a giant
Your
teddy
team
bear.
really is not backing you up on this.
No,
Damn.
I love him. He's a great person, but like he can be intimidating. Look how big he is. He's 6 foot something. He's a buff ass man. You think like some scrawny little guy's gonna be like, "Hey, Brad," and then he's like, "Not right now." And then like you have to step away. People are scared. Like they're like, "Excuse
weird.
me?"
I
Like,
did bump into
people
you
are
once
scared
at a
like that.
gym once, and you were intimidating as fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Especially in the gym. Like that's his element where he's
Wait,
working out.
wait.
He's
Are you,
serious.
is this true?
No, it was.
It's not true.
I promise you.
I wasn't like mean to you.
No, you weren't mean.
Would have been nice to you.
No, but you were like in the fucking zone, bro. Like,
Oh yeah, no. If that
I was like,
happens,
hey, Brad, and you were like this. You're like,
okay. To be fair, if
oh,
that happens,
Jesus, bro.
yeah. If I'm like training, yeah, I'm not going.
That's
for
what
that
I'm
shit.
referring
gonna
to.
be
Is
honest
like
with
Brad in his element. He can be intimidating,
That's
but
how
he
he is
is
and
a
eats
gentle
burgers.
giant.
Dude, I hate
Yeah.
burgers.
I'll be like,
Bro, you better not fucking do
I'm
that,
doing
dude.
it.
dude, it's a great.
What do you
burger.
mean?
I'm doing it. Yeah. It's
Fucking,
fucking.
and it's raw meat too. It's not even cooked.
No, it's cooked. It's just lightly. It's like slightly raw.
Yeah, Brad's
It's
on
too
a
much.
carnivore diet. You know?
I don't
Yeah.
believe you.
Oh yeah.
No, you're stressing me out.
Why?
Because I'll open a fucking gym, dude. I'll open a. Dude,
love
I'll get
that.
The thing about people don't understand about me is, bro, like I'll get petty, dude. Like I'll fucking, dude. I will open a gym. I will start a company called Paw Gear. Which is it's a gym company with a big paw on it, dude.
Okay, Paw Gear.
And I'll become friends with that bodybuilder that you have that beef with, that long-standing beef with. Bro, me and that dude will become partners on Paw Gear and on Rue Culture. Which will be a gym that I open up with the gambling site that I won't mention on this,
Oh my God.
on this podcast.
Oh, bro.
Hey, bro,
It might be coming back.
gambling's coming back, bro.
Heavy.
Gambling.
I know some things. I know some things.
I know you know some things.
It's
of course.
fucked up, dude, because I can't do it, bro. I can't.
Really?
Because of the whole addiction thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's tough. It's tough. Because I love to gamble. Because I'm a gambling addict. I shouldn't even be doing gambling fucking shit.
Yeah.
Because I love gambling. It's like my favorite thing. But it's just not the right look for me, bro. And I want to continue to build out the health, the wellness, and mental health, and it's just unfortunately it's just not the right
gonna
look for
fit,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
I get
it's
you.
not.
Just imagine, hey guys, read my book, guys, chapter 7. You know.
Also,
really get
go
past
fucking
it.
sign up.
Yo, so like, do you guys like placing bets?
Do you think there's a healthy way to gamble?
Yeah. I think that if it's done, no.
No, I love it.
Way.
I love it.
No,
I love
bro,
this.
No.
I think that if it's done, so I like that everyone's messaging it a little bit differently now. And by the way, when I was doing that, I opened up every single stream with "you're going to lose all your money." Like I said that 100%. I said, "Yo, if you gamble, if you do what we're doing on the show, you're going to lose all your money." I probably would even put scenarios on it where I'd be like, "You're going to lose your home, your family's going to hate you." Like I was dead fucking serious about that shit. So I was doing that in the beginning, and now they're all doing it now, where they put the disclaimer on the screen:
right.
"Do not gamble, you will lose." It says, but you know, I mean, it's.
I mean, Drake's promoting it.
It's bro. Listen,
Yeah.
I love game.
If
love
Drake was
gambling,
jumping
bro.
off a cliff, would you?
Would
do
you
it?
and your friend? Would you?
I'm not saying I'm just gonna do it. I'm just saying it's like
There just needed to be tremendous guardrails put on. We were in it in a time when it was still very new.
yeah.
And
Whoa! Don't say we. I denied it from the jump.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, we
Fucking
we
stupid
were in
ass.
it.
Not me.
No, not we as in us
Nope.
too.
No fucking NFTs. No fucking.
Well,
gambling.
NFTs are also fine as well, as long as they're just not the wrong
I feel like
projects.
it's everything's all. I mean, everything is gambling though. Like crypto shit, all this shit.
100%
Stocks,
speculative.
everything.
Well, it's either speculative or gambling. I mean, but dude, of course there needs to be.
I think the gaming of it is what gets people crazy.
You
than
know,
gambling
the way
itself,
I
right?
look at it now, honestly, is like, and I don't know, I don't really give a fuck what anyone who thinks of this, but like, the sports I have a little bit less trouble with. I think the sports is one thing, and I think that they're regulated, they're organized, and there's specific ways to stop problem gamblers, right? I don't know how far I want to get into this just because I have friends in the space and everything still, but it's like
I don't. I'll
there was
say
something
it.
there was something about the repetitive nature of the casino gaming.
Right.
Where you could just sit there and just cling over and over again.
Yeah.
That started to concern me a little bit, but the way I look at it is like this, dude. If they safeguard it properly, and I think that now looking back, that entire push by
Right.
those channels that made the videos, was important to usher in the necessary regulation. When you go to a casino, they make sure you're 21. They spot problem gambling. They report it. They make sure that it's taxable. All of that stuff needed to come to online and to crypto based casino. It had to happen
to regulate
it and make sure there wasn't fucking major victims,
right?
Or to at least help to mitigate and prevent that.
Yeah, that had
and so like, listen, if there had to be some victims of it for that to happen, then, so be it.
Can I ask you something? If I gave you $1 million cash right now, either one of you, and you could click this button right now and 3 to 4 people are going to drop dead, would you do it?
Get $1 million.
$1 million cash. I'm going to make $1 million cash anyways.
No.
Maybe we're not good examples.
But I'm saying if you could make $1 million right now, but you would have to click this button and 3 to 6 people will drop dead.
Do you think either of us are going to say yes?
So this is what I'm saying is when you put somebody in a state of addiction and you're making a profit out of it in any way, shape, or form, you're a villain.
No, I get it, but fortunately, actually, there's a bunch of lines there. So one is murder, which is hitting a button.
Well, think about it. How many people are going to kill themselves and you start?
No. I see where you're going with that, but like, I also run a show based on gluttony of cheeseburgers. Do you know how many people die of heart disease every? So where's the line?
Yeah.
Do you know how many people like drop 500-pound dumbbells on their chest and fucking are paralyzed because they throw their spine out because they're trying to fucking squat?
Yeah, I see.
So what I'm saying is, where's the line in terms of what you're going to promote and what you're not?
I think one is the difference. When you're eating a cheeseburger, it's like you're not going into it being like, this could seriously fucking kill somebody.
No, I mean, yeah, you kind of are. I'm gonna feel like shit. I'm gonna feel like trash.
Well,
bro.
if somebody watched you eat a cheeseburger and rate it, and they're like, every day for the rest of my life, I'm gonna eat this cheeseburger until I get cardiac arrest.
I like this voice. This is my favorite voice in the podcast.
Hey guys,
so far.
what's
It's
up?
like this voice.
It's the like, maybe we can still be
Yeah,
friends after
yeah.
the relationship. Like it's somebody that's like drowning in mud.
Yeah. It is. It's like we are not like perfect pictures of everything, right? We can't be. I'm not saying like I want to go encourage someone's like.
I think you should try to be.
Try to be
the best you could be.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, then
I
keep
just
trying.
like.
Yeah.
Don't set yourself limitations because once you do that, you already failed.
What the fuck word did you say?
Limitations.
You didn't say that.
He said
You
it
said
was like
imitations.
imitations.
He said like limitations.
Like imitations and limitations.
He's famous
the same
for this.
thing.
He's famous for this. And by the way, it's one of those. Stop, please, George.
George, come back.
George,
come back.
You should work for Webster Dictionary.
What is he doing? What is he doing? George, he's fucking up the fucking podcast. George,
are you fucking serious?
Dude, you can't just fucking podcast.
He asked the chain smokers the other day. He goes out of nowhere. He goes, "Can I ask you guys a question? How'd you come up with the name Chain Smokers? Like the M first?" He said, "How'd you guys come up with the name the Chain Smokers?"
Yo, why'd you do that, bro?
All right, so we're done. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, this is it.
I'm sorry for fucking everything.
No, we love you. Okay, listen.
No questions.
Oh, okay. We got to just do 2 questions.
Dude, here's the thing. I want to say this really quick, and I know
or 3.
I know everyone's gonna hate this because no one wants to still be watching this, but I will do this podcast till tomorrow.
All right, so every episode, if you guys want us to answer your questions, email askrawtalk@gmail.com. We're gonna get it answered by me on the pod, and then also whoever is the guest, or if there's no guest, it's just me and my lonesome, and he's back.
Good. Yeah, I'm good.
So we got a few good questions.
Yeah, so we're going to ask questions. So this one says, question for all. What are your thoughts on clout chasing, social climbing, or leeching in LA? Do you believe it should be glorified as a grind or looked at as a cheat code to avoid traditional routes? P.S. I'm a big fan of the pod.
Wow. That's a decent question.
Obviously, clout chase.
I mean, dude, like, listen, I think that the simplest way to put it is that term has gotten overused and abused, and people love to just like throw it around. I think like first and foremost, like everything about this space and industry that we exist in is a fucking circus. There's no way to say like, oh, well, that person was famous and this person only got famous because that person was famous. But like, then you look back at why the first person was famous and holy shit, they were getting famous off other people being famous. This whole thing is a fucking clout chase. Yeah. It all is, to be completely honest with you. And I think the place you need to look at is what people outlast the person that they came up with and continue to win for years and years and years. Right. And also like, there's a certain amount of it that's just straight up marketing. Like, dude, I used to get reamed all the time for having Lana in my thumbnails. Why would I not put Lana in my thumbnails? Do you know how much ad fucking money I was getting at that time?
Yeah.
Do you know how many new subs I was getting at that time? So it's like if somebody said, okay, I have the best burger in the fucking city, but I'm not gonna put it on the sign. I'm gonna put a picture of a Coca-Cola can on the sign instead and say it's the best burger. No, you're gonna market yourself however the fuck you possibly can to win in this space.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think Jake Paul, during the time of calling me a clout chaser, said something really important, which was clout chasing has gotten a negative connotation when in reality it's just an aspect of the business that we're in.
Yeah, I think it gets complicated when it's like the perspective, like the person asking this question has probably a completely different perspective of like what that is and what it means.
I think they're saying it like you just
Using
you find a person like, dude, if you look at me and Logan or me and Lana's relationship and you see it as anything other, take mine for example, if you see it as anything other than a symbiotic relationship that had output in both directions, then you are you are too uneducated and misinformed on the situation to understand the dynamic.
Right.
Because both of those were dramatically and are dramatically symbiotic relationships where both people ate on a massive fucking scale, whether it be through the teaching of life lessons, the balancing of problematic areas of the life, followers, subscribers, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? Business building, like, generally speaking, when you look at a relationship and call it a clout chase relationship, there's some reason that the big person has the other person around.
For sure.
Like, it's not like they're just like, oh, let me just let this person get rich on my behalf.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Dobrik has all of those characters around him, for example, that have been built up into these massive careers because he needs those people to create content and to create scenarios that drive his views.
Yeah.
And so they're not clout chasers, they're supporting cast.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I get
That's it.
That's why I'm a drug dealer.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like,
facts, bro.
My view on it is like, find somebody who's way more successful than you, suck every
100%.
Yo, you're so dumb.
throw
dude.
them away.
Shut the
100%.
fuck up.
The process.
And get bigger than them,
Yep.
and then when
And
they
then
have
when
a
they need
failure,
help, be like,
kick them.
fuck you.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
stuff them in
Yes.
the ground and fucking No, I
You
get
said that perfectly.
Dude, you crushed that. That's
That
why
was
you're on
actually
this
really
pod,
good.
man.
That was actually really good.
No, but I think the thing that is important to note for this guy's question too is like the relationships that sustain, right? Like you can, if you're looking at it from the outside, if you're able to, I mean, your specific one with Lana is different because it's a whole, that's an intimate thing that happened there as well. But still relationships that sustain within people, like if you're looking at an industry, like who is still kind of like, you know, not necessarily like intertwined, but can have like regular, like I could have you guys on the podcast and then, you know, not talk to you for a while, but it would never be a weird thing because like the base like kind of friendship is there. And it was never just like, I just need you for this.
And they don't see that.
Of
So
course.
that's kind of the biggest, you know, thing to bring up is like, there's really no point of even trying to explain it to an audience member.
Well, I can explain
because they don't get to see what goes on behind the scenes.
This is the best example. Me and Steve will do it. Steve will do it's like a brother to me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And on the internet, it looks like I'm some scumbag guy who's a drug dealer, but it works for his comedy.
Right,
I
correct.
called you once because I thought one of them was real.
Yeah, no, exactly. But like this guy, like he's like our relationship is so good. Like we're such good friends. And it's like, we both know there is a benefit to both of us being involved in each other's lives. But even beyond that, it's just like the dude's like family to me because of all the time we spent together, because of all the things that we've learned from each other. Like,
but I doubt anyone now is like calling that into question. You know what I'm saying? Like now, like in the beginning of some of these relationships, people would have these comments, but no one's questioning mine and Logan's or George and Logan's commitment to each other as friends. No one's saying, oh, maybe Bradley and Steve aren't actually friends, but this is all for. No one's saying that now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're right. Longevity and length of relationship ends up being the determining factor.
yeah, exactly.
Next question. Like this.
Yeah.
Next question.
Next question. Yeah, exactly how it
Jeez,
felt.
can we shorten this answer up
No,
this time?
fuck no, dude.
Fuck,
You gotta-
You guys like
Okay,
all
so-
answer 4 times.
When I do Bradley's show,
We go hard, dog.
I do Bradley's show. And
We
by the way,
really
I've
do.
already apologized to his audience 6 times today for this being so long.
No, I don't. I love it.
There's
I love it.
Hopefully they're
No,
enjoying it.
no, the real ones. Listen, the real ones love this shit. That's what it's
Georgie's
for.
in a rush now.
I have a meeting, bro.
Bro, fuck your meeting. Shut the
you're right.
fuck
I'm
up.
so
Your,
on this
your
podcast.
meeting
You
was
can
an
leave.
hour and 12 minutes ago.
It's
Trust
okay.
me,
Yeah.
they left.
Yeah,
It's
fuck.
over.
Yeah, you don't got the call back.
Reschedule.
Meeting's
Fuck
gone.
off.
Reschedule.
It's
I
over.
can help you. Like, I
We're
can
going
talk
till
to them,
we're
but-
going till midnight.
Yeah, dude, you're done.
It's over.
The rest
It's
of your
a
night's
marathon.
done.
He didn't tell you it was a marathon. We're
Yeah.
gonna
Marathon
do this for a
episode.
couple
I
hours.
popped it
First
up
of all,
on you.
Mike wouldn't be in any marathon ever.
Oh, that's just because of the state of his
Ankle,
fucking
the
ankle, dude.
Yeah.
Did
Anyway,
you ride a bike though?
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
what's
but
up?
that's different. Bikes
Yeah, the
are
bike,
much,
yeah.
much
Oh,
different
they're
than
the
running.
best. They're the best.
Okay, can we
Okay.
get it?
So it says, first of all, love your podcast, love seeing your personality. My question is, what are your 3 non-negotiables in a partner?
Oh, fuck.
For example,
This is good.
mine would be workout, has drive and ambition, personality. P.S. You have more girl followers than you think.
Oh, that's a girl. Oh,
Do you have the breakdown for Bradley? Do
oh
you
my
know-
God, it's like 98.
are you that
It's mostly
high?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. I thought I was one of the highest, and I'm
I'm
93.7.
up there, dog.
No, like all males. You
Well,
know?
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
all
ever
right.
talk to? I talk directly to my 7% all the time. Go ahead, answer the
I
question.
try
I'm-
to.
50-50.
You're
Of
really
course you are.
50-50?
Of course you are.
Wow, I'm
There's a lot of
impressed.
them watching. They're like, George is so nice to girls. And
No,
he
they're
has
probably
nice
like,
guy,
wow,
so
good
good.
guy. That's
So-
honest and sweet.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah, what the hell?
I like how Mike keeps
I
swinging the
said
mic.
a
No,
real
because-
guy who is
no.
honest and sweet.
Because it's a relationship question.
I'll
so
take this one. Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do I? Wait, I don't even remember the question.
Yo, this is funny.
What was it? Just ask,
What are your 3 non-negotiables?
Yeah.
non-negotiable? One, she has to love God more than she loves me.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
if she is,
Shauna does it?
oh yeah, dude, we have Bible study every day.
Bible night.
Yeah, Bible study every night.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Shit.
She has to love God more than me because I realized that in my relationships, I would be really hurt by people around me because I'm like, wow, why the fuck would they ever do that? And it's because I live at a principle and standards through the gospel that I wouldn't hurt, I wouldn't steal, I wouldn't cheat. So in my eyes, I'm like, I gotta make sure somebody's on the right like path as me. Like, is she making the right decisions when I'm not around? So if she
course.
loves God, then she's gonna put God first, which means His rules, His regulations, His love. So I don't have to second guess my girl. She could be in a room full of 100 guys. I could be in a different country. I've never ever even thought twice about my.
All right, 2 questions based on all that. So
Yeah,
first of all,
I like this.
what if one of the people in the room is Jesus that she's with,
Dude.
and she's
Whoa.
like, dude, here's the problem, George.
Yo, this is dope.
Since I do love God more than I love you,
Yo, this is such a good
we've
question.
run into a little bit of a problem.
It's a
here.
sticky situation.
She calls you and she's like, George,
It's Jesus.
Jesus is here. He's
Unfortunately, that's the one thing I never joke about. It's the one thing I don't draw
okay.
about. It's the draw.
Hold on.
it's
Why is
the
that?
drawaway
Wait,
factor.
why is that
Why you
bad?
not?
No, why is that bad?
Because
I'm not saying anything wrong.
Bro, if
It's bad to joke about that?
I choose not to because
Okay,
then it
that's fine.
waters
That's
down my
fine. Fair
message.
enough. I didn't
Why
know.
talk
Sorry,
about
I didn't know that would be.
I don't know either. I was
that.
enjoying where that was going.
Seriously, just offended me. I hope all the comments.
No. He's fucking
I
around.
know he is. I know.
Fuck
he is.
him.
Okay, okay.
Answer the question,
then if you can't answer that question, do you
I
guys?
love you guys,
Do you
dude.
guys ever
You
get
guys are
huge
dope.
fights where she's just like so I just finished 3 chapters today and made it through Psalms like completely. What did you do? And you're like, I'm just 2.5 chapters today, and she's like.
Does she ever flex on
That's why God loves me more than like. Do you guys ever get in fucking arguments about who is better in that?
I will say this because of the gospel. I
Yeah.
swear to you, our conversation and arguments probably last an hour. We'll sit
kinda-
down.
that's
you?
a
It's a
long
long time. It's a long ass time, dog.
It's a long
What
argument.
the
We'll have a
fuck?
conversation for an hour and then it's water under the bridge when everyone.
Okay. Conversation.
Yeah.
Not an argument for an hour.
Well, an argument
Okay,
is
'cause-
a debate. It's like I'm
Yo,
arguing.
dude.
He fucked
I'm
me up
done.
when he
Nah,
said
I'm
that.
I'm
done.
not like. The fuck you say?
Listen
me,
here,
bitch?
bitch.
Yeah, I'm not like that. It's
Okay, I can't ask. I have another one, but I don't.
No.
It's not a joking topic, but like
Is it blasphemy?
I don't think it can be because I.
Let him say it.
All right, just say it.
Let him
and
say
if you're
it.
gonna burn in hell
It's
for
funny.
it,
No,
it's yours,
I don't
it's
like
your
this.
job.
No,
That's
he set me up.
Text
For,
it to
he
me,
set
I'll
me up
say it.
for eternal damnation.
Text it
I'm
to
not
me,
doing
I'll-
it,
I'll
dude.
do it.
I refuse to do it. No, 'cause it's not even that funny. Next,
Okay, fuck it. Next
what's the
one.
next? No, what's the other 2 non-negotiables?
Yes.
Non-negotiable. She has to respect herself. If she can't respect herself, how am I gonna respect her? You know what I mean? Like, I need a girl that's gonna walk in and own the room in her own way. So that's one. And then my third, and this is something that I have to have in a woman for sure, is like awareness. Like, bro, like you got to be aware of the room.
love that.
You got to be aware of the conversations you're in. You got to be aware if people are trying to manipulate you or trying to take advantage of you. Like, I don't want to have these conversations. I'm sitting there trying to explain common sense shit to my girl, bro.
Oh my God, no way.
no,
Yeah,
no, she
I
has
can't
to
even
have
have
awareness.
that.
That was really big. That
That's
third one was-
massive.
Yeah, massive.
So God, respect for herself and awareness.
Okay, what about Brad
Damn.
and Mike? You don't have to be in a relationship to have
No,
knowledge.
I don't
guy
want to
goes,
answer. I don't want to answer.
Damn.
I gotta
I'm just
reevaluate.
You,
No,
you
I
wait,
mean,
time out. But like, you don't have an idea of like something that you would want your significant other to have,
I think
like a specific.
okay,
trait
I can
at
tell you
least?
one for sure.
Yeah.
She's got to have a purpose. Someone they have to have a purpose. I just feel like any human, like if they not that they need it, it has to be finite and like definite and this is exactly what it is, but they need to be searching or trying to find something that's really important to them. Otherwise, like they'll tend to maybe look towards you or look towards somewhere else to find a purpose.
I could come up with 3 right now. My first one would be patience.
Oh, that's huge.
And the ability to slow down when you start to anger, because like, bro, the necessary nature of taking a breath when you start to feel that fucking temper rise over something, because that moment is so decisive of where things are going to go in the moments after it. Like when you first feel that feeling towards your partner, like, yo,
I just want to make clear, this is true for all relationships,
All.
too. Friendships, business,
take
everything.
a breath, reevaluate your feelings on the situation and really make sure. So like patience. I think another one, dude, like honestly, is the ability to, and this, I did have a little bit of trouble with this in the last one. The ability to, this one is actually kind of almost paramount because I think it's indicative of and represents other things. The ability to mingle and intermix with a crowd, a new crowd, a good crowd, a bad crowd, my family, her family, the ability to go out with me and be a wing person for an evening. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
No matter
like,
what the thing.
Not always no
best
matter what.
friend.
Cause I know there are some girls who are like, okay, I do like my alone time. I do like to spend time at home, but being able to rely on that person to
Navigate.
it is one of the most important things in my life is my ability to work a room. It is one of my top fucking strengths in my life is to be able to walk in a room and basically own it, no matter what room it is. Doesn't matter if it's the biggest celebrity's business. Doesn't matter. Walk around, create relationships, build a network based on that evening. If my girl
Slowing you down.
is like, yo, I want to get out of here. I don't like this.
Yeah.
I'm not having fun. Like, I'm leaving. I want a girl that could come with me and be like, wow, that's really interesting. That's cool that you're doing that. Like, make a conversation.
Right.
Be able to be my wing woman and work the room with me. And by the way, also, when we decide we're going to go have a business conversation, go with Belle and whoever else and go do girl stuff together and be friends with my boys' girls. You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
good
Like that ability to
Commingle.
to be
Go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. To go with the flow. That's fucking massive.
That's it.
That's massive, dudes, because that's
with the
so
flow.
important to life,
Even
is
when
being
she
able to
has a flow.
redirect when trouble comes.
Yeah, going with the flow. That's probably like my favorite one.
That actually is number
Damn,
one.
dude, you're
yeah,
good,
that was good,
dude. You're
George.
fucking
That was
good.
good. To be able to redirect, because, dude, let me tell you guys something.
And by the
you
way,
already
that
know.
falls in the realm of awareness. Like
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is a surface.
Sorry, you had all this before us. No, you're right, George.
No.
No, I'm
Trust
fucking
me,
with
man.
you.
I'm
I'm
a
fucking
fucking
with you.
disciple, bro. Follow me, guys. I'll lead
No.
you the way.
And then I guess the third would be a fat set of.
Yes.
Fat set of titties or
Yeah,
ass?
just some nice
Ass or
ones.
titties?
Oh, such a good question.
Well, I mean, bro,
Ass.
you know.
Ass.
Yeah, because it's just I don't want to be like up against.
No.
the fucking-
It's you need that. I feel like you
fucking
could
4x4.
forfeit the other one. You know.
I mean, clearly you guys know what my past looks like in that department. So, like, I'm pretty, I take asses pretty
What's
fucking
our next
Very
question?
serious. Yes. Next question, please.
Okay, so this one says,
okay.
Hey, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you in a video, but you couldn't put it in the video?
Oh, I can't even talk about it then.
Yeah, why would we?
What the hell?
I also hate.
Why would we
I
talk about
also
it and not
hate
post the video?
Logan and
Well,
like we always
because
talk about
maybe it's old
superlatives.
and you guys, it's archived and it doesn't matter. So when you talk about it on a podcast, people don't roast you or say shit about it. It's different.
I don't know.
like
It's
how
still
it
it's some
is.
things that
If
there's
it's
just some,
because if it's funny, if you had asked like what's the worst, most fucked up thing that's ever happened that you couldn't have been, because if it's just funny, I'm gonna put it in. That's the thing. We don't censor a lot over on our side. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see some funny shit.
Okay, ignore the question.
There's some very dark humor.
Oh,
shit.
we
I
have
let
like
my shit fly, bro. I don't give a fuck.
we have crazy shit, bro, because we do this goal that, like, honestly, the one thing that I think Nelk hasn't tapped into yet. And by the way, we haven't even like talked about any of that competition. I don't think we should tonight, but like I'm so thankful for their podcast because it's forced us to elevate to continue to elevate on our guests. And I'm so fucking proud of those boys for what they've done. I actually talked to Menery today about it, and like just seeing their success right off the bat has been great. And it's wild to imagine that they're so new, because when we were new, dude, we were really, really just trying to figure everything out. And it's been, I'm really, really proud of them for what they've been able to put together and the guests that they've been able to secure, and they'll only get better. Yeah. They'll only get better. But the thing that I was going to say was, shit gets really hairy when you go overseas, bro. And
especially the Middle East.
Nice. I knew you were like lining something. I knew you were lining something.
He was waiting for that.
He was. I know when George is,
creeping.
bro, you got to understand this. When I start to say something, I can always see out of the corner of my eye George perks up, and I know he has something.
Like,
and so I actually
George
just
is like
start.
this.
Who
I actually
says
just
that though? Who says things get hairy, man?
a saying.
It's not a saying.
Yeah,
It is.
is.
It is a saying.
Things get hairy.
Yeah,
get
like
hairy.
shit's getting pretty
That's
hairy.
offensive.
No, it's no.
To what? Who, albinos? Like who's mad about that?
Yeah,
All right,
wait,
listen,
what?
or bald people?
Why- wait, what do you
If
mean-
anybody would be offended, it would be me,
why-
because
you saying-
nothing's getting hairy on me.
You're saying overseas
The
in the sense
opposite.
of what?
Yeah, I don't know. I lost my.
All right, so listen to me.
Oh, it wasn't
when
mine.
you start to do the global shit, which we've been doing more recently,
Yeah.
fucked up shit happens, bro.
In what sense?
There's there's very little domestically that we won't talk about. There's very little shit that has happened in the States, girls wise or this or that we don't talk about. We're pretty open.
Right.
But I've seen shit in other countries that can never be like, bro, if I write about this shit in the book, even it will go through 400 revisions. Like some fucked up shit, bro.
I haven't gone
happens,
through
dude.
that yet.
What's that?
He wasn't with us on a bunch of these trips, but like, dude, like,
You're talking about interactions with women?
bro, anything you could imagine.
Yeah.
Anything you could imagine, bro. Like, I can't even begin to tap into the overarching category of what it is, because some of it is.
This is such a blue ball conversation.
I know. I feel bad, so that's why I don't want to.
He's like, buy my new book coming out soon.
No, I will. Yeah.
The
The
question.
listeners are like,
New
great.
question.
Talk about more things.
Well,
I'm
they
never
know.
gonna fucking know.
No,
about.
but they know about some of it. We ran into some shit.
love it.
We ran into some shit in Dubai.
Like fucking Mike
Yeah, those two people,
takes a
man.
quick walk around in his whole house.
Jesus, Mike, man.
Does he really walk around? He takes one step, probably.
In that
now
fucking
you're insulting
Airbnb
me.
in fucking
I
Hollywood.
can't even. Dude.
God,
I'm not
dude.
even gonna be able to walk.
I love this shit.
Okay, so ignore the other question. This one is, if we look at your YouTube watch history, what videos are you going to see? Are we going to see you're watching? Any guilty pleasure
I
videos?
like this.
Question
Wow.
mark?
I
That's
like
interesting.
this a lot,
What the
dude.
fuck? Why did I not understand this question?
No,
So
what?
they're
How
asking
could you
what's
not?
your YouTube watch history,
Like, who you
and do you
watching on
have any
YouTube?
guilty pleasures? Like, what do you watch?
So
Oh.
lately,
Dude, I don't watch much YouTube.
So,
I just
okay,
watch my shit and like Nelk shit, your shit.
What about like your internet
Straight
search
up.
history?
Like, I'll be honest,
no,
dude.
no, no. I do have some guilties on you. So I was an avid Emma Chamberlain watcher.
Really?
Yeah, there was something I know. Her content is very calming. There's something about
Really?
her content that calms me down and makes me and it's funny because people say in other people's comments like, yo, your video makes my day better, and like it calms me down, or like my shit like hypes me up and gets me excited and motivated.
Right.
But like for whatever reason, I'd watch her like go and get this like vanilla chai or like
Yeah,
or
the
make
most,
like
like,
this
basic
egg
shit.
sandwich with her camera just set up in her thing. She'd be like, I think the last video she put out was it was like,
kitchen.
oops, you accidentally caught me making eggs or something like that. I'll
Yeah.
tell you.
Dude,
And
she's
it-
such a
and-
gangster.
and
it
it-
doesn't give a fuck about her fucking title.
Wait, no, I'll tell you right now.
I love
It's
it.
you
Cooking
taught no,
Again was
you
one of
totally caught me making soup. Was the title. By the way, it has 4 million views on it. So like I don't know what happened to Emma. She stopped making content. I think she like had like a thing where she wanted to stop making content, clearly, obviously, because
Yeah.
she stopped. But for whatever reason, like I would watch it and it would just make me feel like more relaxed.
Really?
It was like therapeutic for me, or like cathartic.
Maybe that's why people like it.
No, 1,000% it is. And she's very like does it herself. It's not like super structured. I know this is, but you asked me about it, guilt. Like, this is weird, right? So like that's
whatever.
Like
That's dope.
Just made me calm.
I don't have any. I literally
You don't
just
have a guilty pleasure, Brad. Like you don't like watching people cut soap or like
No,
poke
I do
like
none of that.
slime or I don't know.
I feel like I don't have enough
Shit.
time for that.
I do. See,
Underwater basket weaving.
No, that was some bullshit with the Charlie fucking podcast. I never watched that in my life after that.
I got into one because I have really hard time sleep. This is not on YouTube. This is just so this is not going to answer the question.
No, it is because they said a guilty pleasure.
Nice. No, answer the question without the answer of the question. No, go ahead. No, just do it. You have a reason. It's the
reason you're saying this is
there's a reason.
Sarcastic or not?
No, I'm
because
totally.
Things are getting hairy right now.
Yeah.
I feel so bad
guys,
for these people.
You're older than me. You guys remember a cartoon called Little Bear?
No,
I don't.
Little Bear.
It's legit for children, like infants.
Okay.
Bro, for some fucking reason, I was sitting in bed and I just quit marijuana, so I'm like, fuck, now here we go, insomnia again. Like,
Okay.
it's gonna be terrible. And I was like, somebody asked me like, what is the most peaceful moment in your life? And I was like, oh, when I was a kid, I used to watch Little Bear.
Okay.
Bro, I can't watch one motherfucking episode. I'm out within 5 minutes of watching that.
That
shit.
shit put you to sleep.
Dude,
So you
done.
You
son.
watch it to go to sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's so weird because they're like, what's this Little Bear? And I'm like, yo, what is Little Bear? And I'm like,
Are you dead serious?
I swear every night. Yo,
This
I'll call
isn't
my
a joke.
girlfriend right now.
This isn't a
Call
joke.
Little Bell.
That's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have to do all
No,
that.
you got to do it. That's how we're
Yeah, you
ending the
should do
podcast.
that. You should
do
do
it.
that.
That's how we're
Wait,
ending the podcast.
Brad, what's your guilty pleasure?
I don't really fucking have one, dude. Like
You're a
eating
liar.
food. Eating
You're a
food I
liar.
shouldn't
I don't
eat in the
believe
middle
After
of the night.
midnight, yeah, that's mine too.
Waking up in the middle of the night eating food.
Just
like,
gluttony.
I eat 2 grapes.
yeah, no, I eat fucking spoonfuls of almond butter like an idiot, dude, trying to diet.
Better than
Well, I'm in the middle of a podcast, so I'm
Very important.
I won. Hi. Babe, just answer this question. What do I watch every night to go to bed?
Little Bear.
Oh my god! Holy fuck, you
I
are.
know a fake bitch, bro.
Yo,
I'm a
but
real
that's
ass bitch.
that's so crazy.
I need a girlfriend.
How she knew it right away?
Yeah,
she
it's
laughed,
amazing.
every night.
bro.
She'll
wow.
put it on for me so I can get.
Wow,
like,
that is that.
Suits him.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I want that. I feel like I'm missing that in my life.
All right, bub, I gotta go.
Wow.
Okay, love you.
I'm hanging out with desperate singles.
Yo,
not
this is-
wrong.
holy shit.
He's not
wow.
wrong. I want
I
somebody
think-
to watch Little Bear with. Dude.
I know. Fuck. I think that's it, man. I
Emma
think that's how we end
Chamberlain.
a
Emma
podcast.
Chamberlain,
What?
please come back to YouTube. I can't get calm anymore. I'm so stressed.
Come back. We need it. All right.
Make more soup.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we're ending the podcast.
I'm sorry. Sorry to the audience.
Subscribe to the fucking channel. If you guys are on iTunes, drop a review. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, boys, for being here.
Of course.
Always a fucking pleasure. And
Some big ass hands, bro.
Stop so loud.
Yo, can I ask you? 4 hours? How did nobody?
4 hours?
Nobody
What
told.
was it? What are you saying?
I know, but I had to keep from
It was 2 hours and 45 minutes. First of all, why are you surprised? Last time you were on here, it was almost 4 hours. This time is barely
Hold on a
3
second.
hours.
I was like, did she do her hair for this?
What are you talking about? I have glasses.
Oh, okay.
Why? You're just gonna call out?
I didn't call her out like that.
Dude,
Yeah,
do you guys
of
have HR here? Because I'll fucking call them immediately.
I am
Call
HR.
them.
No,
She's
You are
HR.
She does it all, dude. She's out for HR.
She is the fucking best, man.
Aw,
It's true.
you are the best, man. You have great energy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very smart too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You
Okay.
got your thing. You gotta do.
Yeah, I need to shoot this with Mike real quick. So if you.
Oh yeah, I'll just fuck off. Yeah.
No, you can stay here.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike, I'm gonna airdrop this to you.
It was really good.
What?
I just don't know.
What?
Why were you in that giant parking lot? What the fuck? What did I just watch? What the fuck was that shit? Are you fucking serious? Why were you wearing sweatpants in the water? Why did you do all that?
Uncultured fuck. I'm just kidding. No, if that's your perspective that you got, I think I just busted my head.
No, but
How did that make you feel?
The shots. were
well,
good.
okay.
wide
So
shots.
I will say this: it was masterfully shot.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Whoever shot that, honestly, like,
Thank you. The team's nice.
He was waiting for. He was waiting.
Gotcha,
for
dog.
that.
Gotcha, dog.
oh, sorry. And the acting
Check.
skills. I felt bad for the man. Like the man, I felt bad for. The acting skills were incredible. Not to be a Metacritic or like some sort of Rotten Tomatoes, but like the plot line left a little to be desired. Like it just. The acting was incredible, but it's almost like whoever.
so funny.
It's almost like whoever they use like as the writing team. Like maybe they had we're having
Like a few days off.
no, or like somebody had maybe not given them their coffee right that day, or like they didn't have their almond.
You really didn't get the message? I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no,
I really liked your reaction more than my.
Wait, what was his reaction?
His reaction was like, "Wow, oh my God, this is amazing." His was like, "Pants and water."
Wait, but that's all he said was, wow, this is.
They're burning.
Good shit.
Thanks for having me
Wow.
on.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Subscribe to the channel. We're out. Love you guys.